Coming up prior to first pitch, we'll set the scene for today's game, go inside the clubhouse and interview a member of the Otters about today's matchup, and we'll take a look at what's going on elsewhere in the Frontier League. And now, to get you set for exciting Evansville Otters baseball, let's go out to the ballpark for the Evansville Otters pregame warm-up.
Welcome to Bossy Field and Game 3 of the Frontier League Division Series between the Evansville Otters and the River City Rascals. Dave Nguyen with my partner in crime, back again. This time, we have our backs against the wall and Mr. Bill McCune. Bill, we're down 0-2 in the best of 5, so that means the Otters need to win today, tomorrow, and Sunday to move on to the championship series. First things first, they need to win tonight, and they got to take it pitch by pitch.
No, you're exactly right. We have won 3 in a row here. We beat the Minnesota.
Gateway Grizzlies?
No, well, the Grizzlies, but I'm thinking of the Southern Miners, where we took them 3 a couple of weeks back, and then the Gateway. So we can do it. We have done it, and we will do it. However, we've got to get some hitting. I mean, we've got too many men on those bases,
15 men left on base, 9 in scoring position is unacceptable.
I know it, and like you and Matt were talking there, and said, I hope Bill's listening. You're darn right I was listening, and I'm not going to let you get away, but it was a tough one going over there to, that's a big place over there, River City.
Yep.
And it's a shame that we started off that second game getting 2 runs in the first inning. I said, oh, boy, are we going to go.
Right.
We're going to split. We lost the first.
Yeah.
And I said, here we are, 2-0. I mean, that was right. We sent, I think then we sent 8 men to the plate that first inning.
Yep.
And I said, oh, boy, we're on a tear. And then the next thing I know, here comes a base hit and an error, and before you know it, it's 2-2, and then it goes that way for, about 3 or 4 innings.
Right.
But I thought our pitching did well. However, once we brought those firemen back in, bang, home run, bang, home run, bang, home run. I mean, our firemen coming out of the relief crew, we have given up more home runs. They have given up more home runs.
So we got Jake Welch on the mound today, and we are very confident in him. 127 strikeouts and 129 innings pitched.
And I know Bob is up there in Rochester listening, or Spencer Port, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And I bet he threatened me with a lawsuit if I didn't sign the ball or something, was it? I mean, I know his attorney, I got an official letter saying, either you get a signed ball or you're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, we're here from Jake Welch, and then we'll come back with starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Game 3 of the Frontier League Division Series on 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Dave Nguyen here with Otters starting pitcher Jake Welch. Jake, it's the best time of the year, and with you having a stellar second half of the year, your strikeout numbers are there, but the most important thing is when you've gotten out on the mound, the team has won a majority of your starts. Just, I guess, talk about your growth throughout the second half of the season.
Yeah, me and Max actually talked right in the beginning half, technically the last half of the last season. We said, listen, just you kind of come out, try to do a little less, right? Take a little emotion out of it, which I'm still an emotional pitcher, and just throw strikes, throw the slider in the zone. And I think, me personally, I did have a dominant half season, so I'm going to contribute a lot of that to Max for, keep me chill on that. But yeah, this last half season's been unreal, and right now is first time in playoffs, so it's exciting time.
And I think that, in a way, due to this time of the year, you want the ball in your hands in a situation like this.
Yeah, I do. I'm excited to have a day off tomorrow, get that day break, and get a sleep at my house, do whatever I want to do, and then when, home game Friday is a great day to have the ball in your hands, so I'm super stoked for that.
And I think that's important because your last start against the Miners, did that have a bit of a delay in terms of your preparation because the offense came out and put up 4 runs for you? What is your preparation like in terms of when you're on the road, and did that delay affect your start a tiny bit?
A tiny bit. I would say mentally I was much different because you got to stay mentally strong, and I thought, hey, this is the last game of the season. I was trying to break the strikeout record that involved 12 Ks. I think I was thinking a little too much, and then when I went out there, I just got relaxed. I was like, oh, it's the last game, and
the offense came
that first inning kind of hit me hard, and it wasn't really that I was bad out there, but it was just a little lack of feeling being the last game that we already clinched and all that. So it wasn't like I was on my A game that day, as I'd say.
And I think I would say it would be the first playoff game of the season at Bossy Field. And you get mentally strong. I thought, hey, this is the last game of the season. I was trying to break the strikeout record that involved 12 Ks. I think I was thinking a little too much. And then when I went out there, I just got relaxed. I was like, oh, it's the last game. And we're going to be out Friday. And it wasn't really and I'm just excited. I haven't been in playoffs since 2000 and the last game that we already clinched and all that. So it wasn't like I was on my A game that day. And I think just building off the home crowd, the rally towns would be there. Just in terms of playoff baseball, with that Evansville diehard crowd, how much adrenaline will you have and try to control at the same time?
I don't know. I really hope I just throw like a regular game. I've been thinking about that. I'm going to try to keep the adrenaline down, relax, go out there with the same stretch. If it doesn't feel good, you just deal with that. And I'm going to try to play just for the even keel thought,
And I think, lastly, what has made you effective is your slider, as well as bringing in a curveball every once in a while. Just how good does it feel to mix up all of your pitches in your arsenal, keeping the opposing hitters guessing?
It feels good. I actually was throwing today, and I thought for the first time that this was one of my best years of having feel for almost every pitch I've thrown. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
And one more, because we know how dominant this River City Rascals offensive lineup is, how can you do your job and keep them at bay?
I think I got a little personal thing with them. They when I come out and throw against them, they know I'm throwing. I know I'm throwing. We always have a little bit of a more fun game, and I think it's gonna either affect one of the other, us, me, or them. So we'll see.
All right, Jake Welch, thank you so much for your time. We'll get back to starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He back flips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vail rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
Welcome to Bossy Field, home of the Evansville Otters. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Welcome back to Bossy Field and the Otters Digital Network, as well as 91.5 WUEV. Bill, are you ready for some playoff baseball here at Bossy Field?
I am. As soon as I shake this girl's, there we go.
Good luck charm, right?
Well, it's a tradition. Her parents are one of the host families. They're at every game, and they bring that granddaughter, and she comes up, and I've got to give her a high five every game. So
that's right.
Anyway, now I'm ready.
All right, I hope you brought out all of your good luck charms today, because the Otters are going to need it. The pitching has been there, but the offense has yet to get the ball rolling. In Game 1, they scored 2 runs. Granted, it was on an error from Trevor Achenbach, the shortstop, but they did not score runs after the first inning in Game number 1. Brandon Feldman was virtually unhittable from the second inning on, striking out 11 Otters and only allowing 2 walks, 2 hits, and 1 walk.
Well, now that you brought up Feldman's name, at the end you made a point that he went 9 innings, struck out 11 guys. That was his 4th complete game.
That's right.
I remembered all this stuff. That was his 4th complete game this year.
Right.
I don't think we've got an Otter that went 9 innings. Have we?
Yes.
How many?
2.
2. All right, but here's one pitcher that went 4. And I kept saying all year. I mean, here's a guy, it's a 6-0 game. Our pitcher only gave up 2 hits, comes in the 8th inning, and we got to take him out. Why? Why not let him go? I've said that all year.
Yes, you have.
Let them get the complete game under their belt.
You know what? We got a guy on the mound who can do that. And Jake Welch tonight.
I know it, but we took Jake out a couple times when we should have left him in there, too. You hear that, Grandpa?
Let's meet today's starting lineups. I don't know. I got to feel confident with Jake Welch on the mound, coming in with a 2.93 ERA, as well as 127 strikeouts and in 129 innings pitched. This is arguably one of his best seasons he's had in professional baseball. Are you excited for Jake to get back on the mound here at home?
You're right, I am, and I hope he throws a shutout, and I'm not hoping for a no-hitter. I don't want a no-hitter. Maybe give up 1 or 2. That's it.
But we need to have the lead before that.
Well, yeah, but I want a shutout.
Okay. All right, Mike Rizzatello behind the plate in his first playoff start this season. At first base will be Dakota Phillips. Second base will be David Cronin. At shortstop, Tanner Wietrich. And taking a long prayer at third base is your 2019 MVP and Ryan Long. And left field will be Keith Griesaver. Playing center field with Dad and Grandpop here is Hunter Cullen. And in right field, Elijah Big Mac McNamee. Bill, the last time I saw you was the Otters won, and they were able to clinch the playoffs. The last time I saw you, the Otters were victorious. We hope that now that I see you in the postseason, we can continue that trend.
Well, that's true. And the last time you saw me, you left and went down that clubhouse, and I think I heard Zane say that next time over there in River City that he didn't get out of here until 2:30 in the morning.
That's right.
So I don't know. I wasn't invited, so I don't know what time anyone got home. But, let me make this point right before we start the game.
Okay.
Right now, this Otter team that is out on that field right now is the best defensive team that we have with the Otters. There's no doubt about it. That's the best defensive team. You got Mike, the catcher. You got Hunter out there in center. You got Tanner there at short. You got Phillips over there at first. Where else could you go? And of course you got Keith in right, and you got Big Mac at. This is the best defense. We should have been using this one in game one.
And I could think that it could be arguably our best offensive lineup as well.
You're right. You're right. But I just wanted to stress defense.
Yes, I see that the Longs are here in attendance tonight.
Oh, they are?
They are. They are to your right down on the bottom of the screen here.
Okay.
To the plate now for the River City Rascals will be the second baseman, Andrew Penner, who hit 282 in the regular season. Welch takes a deep breath from the right side of the rubber. Rizzatello will set up inside to the righty Penner, and the first pitch is a ball upstairs, and we are officially underway at Bosse Field in Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Evansville Otters and the River City Rascals. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune right here on the call. The next pitch from Welch is a fastball inside, and the count is now at 2-0 to Penner.
That must have been a little inside. It had good height to it, about waist high.
Welch takes another deep breath. Standing tall on the right side of the rubber, fires a 2-0, and that's a fastball down the heart of the plate for strike one.
That cut the heart of the plate. That was so perfect. Anyway, 2 balls, 1 strike. And you're right. We've got to get a win tonight.
The 2-1 from Welch.
Strike 2.
That's a called strike 2 on the inside corner. Had a little bit of two-seam action towards the end there, and the count is now even at 2 with no outs. Top first, no score, live at Bosse Field. Riz will now set up outside the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Welch starts the day with a strikeout.
Way to go. And right now, Dave, before you say anything, I'm going to say my piece.
Okay.
This guy here is the worst ball player we could have playing against Meadows. He has hurt us so much. How many home runs has he hit so far?
He's hit 2. He's hit 4 against the Otters, including a grand slam at Bosse Field when we had that day-night doubleheader.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the playoffs over there. He hit 2 home runs.
Two two-run home runs.
Right, and got a couple other hits besides.
Yes.
I think you said he got 6 RBIs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
That is correct. Bill, you still got it.
Well, I listen to you. I get all my information listening to people.
Meadows will start with a 1-0 count as Welch goes away from Meadows, and that's a good choice. Lefty-righty matchup. The 6'6" right-hander fires a 1-0. And here's a fly ball, foul territory, left side. Ryan Long is there, and he retires Meadows for out number 2. That, Bill, is a big out.
I'll say, again, like I say, he has been a menace to us. I mean, he seems like he's on base all the time. And if he is on base, he scores. That's the worst part.
Yep, Meadows comes into this series, 6 RBIs, 2 two-run home runs, 3 runs scored, but he also has 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, I heard you say that. In fact, I think the Soldier Boys struck him out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It was a big out at the time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Braxton Martinez to the plate, takes a called strike on the inside corner in a righty-righty matchup, count at 0-1. Martinez believes that he should have won the MVP.
I was waiting for you to say that because I don't think there's a broadcast you haven't said that.
And there he'll check that swing.
Yes, he did.
And did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire Mike Fitcher. And Martinez is in the hole at 0-2.
And I remember you saying the first night they were in River City, we got 3 umpires. And that's what we got tonight. It's the playoffs.
0-2 the count. Welch fires the 0-2. Goes off speed, hits a fly ball to the right center field. It's going to sliding and making the catch is Elijah McNamee. Good defense, and you noted that in the beginning of the broadcast.
That's right. I mean, he's a heck of a right fielder. I'll always remember when he climbed the fence tried to rob someone of a home run, he leaped over that fence. I'll never forget that.
A great sliding catch and effort by Elijah McNamee retires the Rascals in order. We head to the bottom of the first. No score from Bosse Field on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Jeroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Jeroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Jeroni's. The Pizza Brick
matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Bossy Field, home of the Evansville Otters. Welcome to Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Otters and River City Rascals. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Bottom of the first, Otters to the plate. Cronin, Griesaber, and Long, batters 1, 2, 3 in the order against Austin Dubsky, who has a combined record of 5-4 and a 4.89 ERA between his time with the River City Rascals and the Southern Illinois Miners. Dubsky, the right-hander, takes a deep breath, and David Cronin, the spark plug, will try to start things off for the Otters offensively. Takes a breaking ball, off-speed strike upstairs, and the count is at 0-1.
I was supposed to say the spark plug.
Oh, sorry.
You stole my thunder. The spark plug of the Otters.
That's right.
Middle poison.
That's right. You call him that.
Yeah.
0-1, that's foul down the third base line, and the count is at now at 0-2.
If you're wondering what I'm referring to about middle poison, Paul Wayner and Lloyd Wayner were brothers, 400. They batted over 400 several times in the major leagues. One with Paul was called Big Poison, Lloyd was called Low Poison, so I've named David Cronin Middle Poison. That's because right. He's a 400 hitter too.
0-2 to Cronin. Chopper down the first base line. It's going to go foul, and the count remains at 0-2.
And before I go too far, I want to thank Dave and Patty Cronin, David's mother and father, who are listening for their wonderful surprise they gave me.
All right. What did they give you?
Well, I can't say, but
okay.
I'm very appreciative of it.
Okay, that's fine. 0-2 to Cronin. Swing and a miss at a fastball upstairs, and Cronin is retired. Strikeout. Both pitchers start the first inning with a strikeout. And we had the Keith Griesaber, the left fielder, who's hitting .291 in the regular season. He's 0 for 6 in the series.
Yeah, but hasn't he started off both the games in River City?
Yes.
He been on base his first time at bat with an error.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So he's got in fact, that one game he got on with an error or something, and then Ryan Long hit that double off the wall.
Game 1.
Yeah, but they got stranded, if I'm not mistaken.
Taylor Lane.
I'm sorry, Taylor. Yeah, yep. With an error. He hit the ball to the shortstop, and somehow they made an error, and both runs scored.
That's right.
That was the only 2 runs we got.
Griesaber starts with an 0-1 count, a called strike. It would be Tanner Murphy behind the plate, Zach Levy, better known as Santa Claus to you, at first. Andrew Penner at second, Trevor Achenbach at short, Braxton Martinez at third. And now Keith Griesaber calls time.
Yeah, you were nice on the radio at River City, and you said the first baseman there, he's got a long beard. You didn't say Santa Claus, it's just a long beard. I call him Santa Claus.
And left field will be the 9-hole hitter Nick Anderson, who was 3 for 4 with 3 singles, a stolen base with 2 runs scored on Game 1 on Tuesday night. And Griesaber chases a breaking ball down and away for strike 2.
I said it before, Dave, when he was warming up. This guy's got a heck of a slider. I mean, it's got one heck of a break, and it just showed there.
Here's the 0-2 to Griesaber. That ball is down. Ooh, he's called down on strikes. Keith did not like the call, and he's retired for out number 2.
Well, I thought it was a little low myself. It was a good slider again, breaking, but a little low, and I was surprised. But you're right, a little delayed call on the umpire's part.
Here comes your MVP with mom and dad sitting in the stands. Ryan Long to the plate.
I mean,
Led the Frontier League with 78 RBIs.
Yeah, and weren't they at Washington? I mean, they've been several times.
They went to Southern.
Southern, okay.
Southern, they went to Washington, they went to Joliet.
Yeah,
Schaumburg.
Yeah, they've been quite a few.
And here. Yep.
That trip from Texas, I know when the last time I talked to them, it was like 13 hours, but, well, they're young. They're young. They can make it.
Long will start with a 1-0 count. 2 outs, bottom of the first, no score between the Otters and Rascals. Center field, L.J. Kalawaya and Cameron Este in right field. A fastball in the outside corner for strike 1, and Long has an even count at 1 with 2 outs.
You know, you mentioned on the radio in both games how he doesn't like the low outside pitch, which I agree. But one of the things you did mention, and I have said it all along, lately I've said it.
1-1. That's a ball outside, moving the count to 2-1.
And that is they're throwing a lot of changes to Ryan and working him outside. And unfortunately, he's not too productive with those changes.
Change up.
Yeah. Or off speed.
2-1. Chopper over to Penner at second base. He'll field it and throw over to first to Levy. And the Otters are retired in order. Scoreless through 1 from Bossy Field. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Blues on the Rock, Sunday, September 1st at Rockport City Park.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
Welcome back to Bossy Field and Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Evansville Otters and the River City Rascals. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. We have no score through 1. We're in the top of the second with the Otters in their home whites. And, Bill, that is arguably the best uniform they have, the best dress uniform that the Otters have this year.
Well, you know, I've said it for year after year after year. White uniform at home. Grays on the road. That stuff, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they wear the blues in both losses? Why, I don't know. They should have had, well, anyway.
They don't have a gray jersey.
I was just thinking they don't have grays, yeah. And because they didn't order them. When I was here, we had grays. But anyway.
Well, I know you're good friends with Mr. Bussing. Maybe offer that suggestion.
Well, they don't. The manager decides on what goes.
Okay.
I know when Jeff Pohl was here and Greg Jeltz, they ordered whatever they decided.
Got it. To the plate is Trevor Achenbaugh, and he takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1 from Jake Welch. Count at 0-1 to start the top of the second inning.
What Mr. Bussing, his part in it is he pays for it. They decide he pays.
0-1. Swing and a fly ball. It's going to go foul on top of the roof of Bossy Field, and the count is quickly at 0-2. Give a shout out to our friend Secret Weapon Bruce down there. He has his cowbell ready, has gotten the crowd ignited so far back in the first.
And he's got some kind of he was telling me, he called me the other day, something about a shirt. Some kind of a shirt that's advertising 25 years or something. It was $10 plus a hat. And I didn't know anything about it, but for $10 you got the shirt and the hat.
And the tickets.
Oh, he didn't say about that.
The 1-2. A breaking ball down and away, and the count is now even at 2.
Bruce has been here for years and years and years. He used to come into the clubhouse when Greg Jeltz, number 44, out there in that left field line there. When Jeltz was the manager, Bruce, who used to come in after the game all the time. Good friend of Jeltz's. There's
2-2, a breaking ball down and away, swing and a miss for strike 3. Welch with his second strikeout of the night. Back-to-back innings, he starts with a strikeout.
Right. I was going to ask, and they got wrapped up with Bruce. You mentioned earlier Arkenbach was playing short for the first time. He made 2 errors in that game, that first inning, and you were surprised that he played short.
I was. I did find out why later on.
Okay.
LJ Kalawaya steps to the dish. First of 3 lefties in the order for the River City Rascals. Welch throws a breaking ball inside for the count at 1-0 with 1 out. Kalawaya hitting .246 on the year, spent time with the Joliet Slammers, and now the River City Rascals. Welch comes set from the right side of the rubber, fires the 1-0. That'll be a breaking ball, this time for strike 1. Hugging the inside corner is Welch in the first 2 pitches of the at-bat. It's an even count at 1 with 1 out. Sunny skies here, perfect weather for baseball. Sun beginning to set here in Evansville. Riz will now set up outside the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Welch goes with a fastball away against the lefty Kalawaya, and the count is quickly at 1-2. Another deep breath for Welch. He fires a 1-2 pitch. And this will be a chopper foul that will be drifting into the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2 with 1 out.
I think that was just tipped off his bat, Dave, and hit Big Mike's shin guard.
That's right.
And that's why it deflected over to the Otter dugout.
And I don't know about you. I think you can agree. I'm glad Mike is back there calling the signs behind the plate.
Mike is one of the better defensive catchers. Got a good arm. He blocks the ball well. Calabrese is a better hitter, but I'd rather see Calabrese where he is, and that's DHing. Right. I'd rather see Mike behind the plate and Rob DHing.
2-2 the count, 1 out. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat. The 2-2. Ground ball over to Phillips, and the diving stop is not made by Cronin. It's an infield single as the ball will drift to right field. The first hit of the day belongs to the Rascals and LJ Kalawaya.
Well, give credit to Phillips over there on first base. He went halfway to second to try to field that. It went under his glove because, again, he was reaching for it. It was just a tough break, Phillips, so he went hard, and Cronin went in, but you got to give those Otters credit right there. Both those guys hustled.
So Long at third, Wietrich at short. Cronin with a great diving effort was unable to come up with the play. Phillips at first will hold the runner Kalawaya, his 3rd hit of the series. Cameron Este, the all-star right fielder, to the plate. Playing at double play depth is Wietrich and Cronin at short and second. Welch fires the first pitch, runner goes. Here's a fly ball to shallow center field. Going back is Hunter Cullen, makes the catch for out number 2 here in the top of the second. That was an impressive play there by Hunter in center. He came in for a step and realized it's probably going over my head, so I needed to go back there and try to make the catch.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 feet before that Old National sign, about 390-some feet. But that's why I've said it. I talked to the grandfather before the game, and Hunter belongs out there every game. He's one of the better defensive center fielders in this league. And his grandfather thanked me for saying that.
First pitch to Levy. It's a fastball outside for ball 1. Levy has 3 RBIs in this series. Meadows, the designated hitter, has 6. Levy, the first baseman.
Yeah, Mr. Santa Claus. Didn't he get a home run off us in the regular season here?
Yes.
Yeah.
To tie the game at the time.
Right.
Welch fires a 1-0. A ground ball right to Cronin. Throws to second for 1. Wietrich to first. And that is a double play. The 4-6-3 double play And the umpires held up their hands. For a minute, I thought they were saying something else, but it held up 3 fingers to record the 3rd out of the inning.
All right, because I wondered why the runner was still at second base. Now I understand he's out in the field, so rather than run into the dugout, he's waiting for somebody to bring his glove and hat out there.
That's right. Well, double plays, we said, is a pitcher's best friend, and we head to the bottom of the 2nd. No score from Bosse Field on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Andre.
All right, welcome back to Bosse Field. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Evansville Otters and the River City Rascals. Otters down by 2 games, and they are in a must-win scenario if they want to possibly hoist a trophy next week. First things first, they need to take care of business today to correct the people at home. There were 2 outs, and then the ground ball to Cronin. He was able to get the force out at second base. They threw it over to first just in case.
And the umpire called him out.
That's right.
The umpire called him out at first. So you were on 2 wrong, Dave. I'm going to defend you up here in this box.
Thank you.
You're my partner.
I appreciate it.
But you were thrown off by the umpire on first base, given a sign. It was a double play.
Right. Because I don't think they got the initial call at second base in time, so that's why they threw it over to first to make sure they were getting out. McNamee will lift this pitch to deep center field. Going back is Kalawaya, and he makes the catch at the wall.
Wow.
McNamee couldn't have driven that ball any further. Just a better play there by Kalawaya in center for a deep out number 1.
Well, he reached up on the old national sign. I'm going to say another 5 feet higher, and that would have been out of here. But the center fielder ricocheted off that old sign. That had to be 397 feet at least. Anyway, it shows you the Otters are swinging the bat and making good contact. Ryan made a good contact to second base his last time up. Now you got Big Mac doing it. Let's hope that Dakota does it.
First pitch to Phillips. Swing and a miss. The fastball blows by him just a bit, and the count is at 0-1. Phillips had the go-ahead hit in the 9th inning in game number 2. He had a double, was pinch run for by Jack Meggs, allowing the tying run to be at second base. Unfortunately, the Otters couldn't get the tying run across the plate in the 9th.
Well, he got to third base, then tried to score on a fly ball to, there's one.
Phillips lifts it to center field. It's going to be shallow, but making a diving catch is L.J. Kalawaya, the center fielder. Back-to-back big plays for the center fielder of the Rascals. That's just impressive. Phillips, once again, put good contact on that pitch. Just a better effort by the center fielder.
Well, he dove after it. He I was going to say shoot-topped it, but he didn't. He caught it off. But, again, as you said, even though we're rooting for the Otters, you got to give recognition to other ball players when they make outstanding plays, and that guy did 2 in a row, robbing the Otters of hits.
To the plate now is Rob Calabrese. He had the big 2 RBI double in the 7th inning of Game 2 to make it a 4-3 game at the time in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Is that the one we got, what's name Channer got thrown out at the plate?
No, that was in the 8th.
Well, I mean, okay, my mistake.
That's all right.
Could you explain to me, I mean, listen to you on the radio, was that a short fly ball to right field?
It
or
was.
what?
So unfortunately the radio came out. We had a technical difficulty in one of the biggest plays of the game.
Yeah, okay.
The Wi-Fi in River City is not too good.
Okay.
1-0 the count to Calabrese. Dubsky fires the next pitch. It's a fastball down and away, and it's an even count at 1.
And Bobby Segal was the manager? Because I know Andy got thrown out.
Yes.
So Bobby Segal became the manager.
Correct.
Not Boots.
Correct.
Oh, that.
Boots was the manager in the dugout, so Bobby was on third.
Oh, okay.
And at first was Phil Britton.
Okay.
2-0 the count. Here's the next pitch to Calabrese. It'll be a fly ball going foul down the first baseline. And the count is now at 2-1. So in the Otters had the bases loaded at the top of the 8th with Elijah McNamee at the plate, Tanner Wietrich at third. The radio cutout, McNamee hit a fly ball to right. It was caught by Este, but it was shallow. Bobby was aggressive, and I don't blame him. Tried to send a tying run to the plate, and unfortunately, Wietrich was tagged out at home.
Yeah, I know you. There went. I said, "Oh my God, there goes!" And you had Matt Segal was there, and of course you were defending, and he was defending his brother, saying, "Well, we would have all made that call." And I'm not going to say yes or no. I wasn't there. That's something. It's hard to judge.
3-1 the count now to Calabrese. Here's the next pitch. It'll be ball 4 in the outside corner. The Otters' first base runner of this game. It's via a walk to Calabrese. The thing is, Carshield Field, where the Rascals play, it's a short ballpark to begin with. It's 298 down the right field line, 315 down the left field line. Right center's 325, dead center's 382, and left center's 354. If you remember when the Red Sox played the Yankees in London, that field dimensions were very similar.
Okay.
So,
and you had a 25 or 24-foot wall.
27-foot wall in
right field, yeah.
So in that crucial part of the game, you're trying to be aggressive and tie the game. And that's why Bobby thought it was best to send Wietrich.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not going to say right or wrong because I didn't see it, so therefore,
Cullen is robbed of a hit by Zach Levy. Cullen put good contact on that pitch, and Levy robs the Otters once again of a hit.
Well, one thing we got to say, those Otters are swinging the bats tonight, and they're making solid contact.
Absolutely. Hopefully it will carry over when we get to the third. We're ahead to the top of the third. No score from Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
Office in the regular season here?
Yes.
Yeah.
To tie the game at the time.
Right.
Welch fires a 1-0. A ground ball right to Cronin. Throws the second for one. Wietrich the first. And that is a double play. Welcome back to Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Evansville Otters and the River City Rascals. The Rascals currently lead the 5-game series 2-0. Otters with their backs against the wall, but the good thing is they're home at Bossy Field. First pitch from Welch to Tanner Murphy, the catcher, drops in there on the inside corner for strike one.
You know, Dave, if I may say politely, that situation you just mentioned, the River City is up 2 games out of the 5. It goes back to 1984. The San Diego Padres are playing the Chicago Cubs. We got whipped in Chicago at a 5-game series. We went back to San Diego.
1-1. Chopper fouled down the third base line. The count is at 1-2 to Murphy.
We went back to San Diego. We whipped them 3. So we did take 3 in a row. We became National League champs. So it is possible.
Absolutely. I was going to try to find a scenario, but you did it for me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
1-2 the count. The next pitch from Welch. He goes a breaking ball down and away. And the count is now even at 2. Welch tried to throw the slider to get Murphy to bite. He holds his bat on his shoulder, and it's an even count at 2.
Well, you know, Tim Flannery, utility man, came up. He was a hustler. He was limited in ability. That's why he was a utility man, not a regular. And he hit a ground ball.
2-2 pitch. That's fastballs inside for ball 3. Almost chin music right there from Welch, and the count is full.
He hit a ground ball to the first baseman who muffed it and got him on. And then big Steve Garvey come up, and he blasted one up over the right center field wall, put us ahead, and that's how we won it.
Could use a little bit of that magic here. Fly ball to right. It's going to drop in front of McNamee. And the 2 hits in this game belong to the River City Rascals.
Yeah, but Big Mac played that right. He wasn't going to make any shoestring catch. He played it on the hop, which he should have. Now, somebody in River City took a dive, and it got by him. And run scored or something? I don't. Well, again, you were describing it, but someone took a dive and took a chance, and it got by him. You don't want to do that.
Better to keep the ball in front of you than behind you.
Yep, give up the base hit rather than the extra bases.
Welch will throw over to first. And that's not in time. Phillips does not apply the tag. We'll go to the 9-hole hitter, Nick Anderson. 4 for 7 in the series with 3 singles and a double. First pitch, swing and a miss. Welch goes off speed, and the count is at 0-1.
You know, that Kalawali was stealing on that fly ball that was hit deep center field that Hunter got. So let's see if someone else is going to steal.
Playing at double play depth is Cronin and Wietrich at second and shortstop. The 0-1 showing bunt and fouling that one behind home plate is Anderson, and he's in the hole at 0-2.
Yeah, he wasn't bunting for a sacrifice. He was bunting for a base hit because he was off and running. That's what happens. So, you know, when guys try to bunt and they're running, they're not as successful.
0-2 the count. Unless you got good speed like Cullen or Cronin.
Yeah.
The 0-2 pitch.
Ooh.
Check swing.
Did he?
And all 3 umpires say no.
Well,
as the count at 1-2.
Yeah, Mike's got to ask. You know, a lot of times the umpires won't call it unless the umpire. Mike would say, "Hey, ask for some help."
1-2 the count. Again, 3 umpires here in the playoffs. Runner on first, the 1-2. It'll be a slider away. The count is even at 2 with no outs. Welch had a solid first and second inning. He allowed his second hit of the day. We're in the top of the third. No score from Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call.
Jade's got a good slider, a sharp breaking slider. The only thing is It's going a little too low on the outside corner, but it's got a good break.
2-2. Chopper back towards the left side of the infield. Wietrich can't get there because he was playing at double play depth, and it's back-to-back singles for the Rascals. And Murphy now going to second base, and Anderson at first.
Number 6, second baseman Andrew Penner.
And Andrew Penner to the plate.
Now let's see what the manager plays. It is going to be a bunt. If I was managing, I'd be bunting, I'll tell you what, because with Welsh out there on the mound, I don't think they're going to get too many runs. So take advantage and move those runners up, put them on second and third, and you only have one out.
Long and Phillips, the corner infielders for the Otters, play on the edge of the infield grass. First pitch, Penner shows bunt, good block there by Riz. It's a breaking ball in the dirt for ball one.
Yeah, I think I'm making an observation. I think Jake is holding that slider just a little too much. Instead of releasing it shoulder length, I think he's breaking it down across where the says Otters. That's why it's breaking too quick.
1-0. Showing bunt is Penner, and that ball is fouled behind home plate. Count even at 1. Penner does have a bunt single in this series that occurred on game 1.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was wondering, you had me confused, I tell you that. Which, again, I don't know how it was possible, but anyway, yes, I remember.
1-1 the count. Runners on first and second for the Rascals. The first base runner in scoring position. Penner shows bunt. It's a pop-up. Caught by Long. He'll throw over to second base. And that is not in time. Good idea there by Ryan Long. That's one of the reasons why he's an MVP. Heads-up play.
Oh, yeah, but he wasn't off the base that much. And, of course, Ryan couldn't get that much of a strong throw because he leaped up in the air and he threw it, which he had. That was the only chance he had. But a heads-up play.
So now the Otters infield will play back a bit as the hot-hitting Nolan Meadows steps to the plate. He has 6 RBIs in this series, 2 two-run home runs, and a 2 RBI double. We've also seen him hit a grand slam in this ballpark. First pitch is a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, Mike asked for that low outside, and that's exactly where he got it.
0-1 the count to the lefty Meadows. He's 0 for 1 today with a flyout to Ryan Long in foul territory back in the first. Welch checks the runner at second. Here's the 0-1. Via chopper right at the pitcher's mound. To second for 1. To first. That is a 1-6-3 double play. That all started with Jake Welch right there. Wietrich in perfect position to make the throw over to Phillips after.
What did you say? Double play is a pitcher's best asset or something?
Best friend.
Best friend, okay.
We'll head to the bottom of the third. No score from Bossy Field on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters play here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
The local Pepsi Bottling Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
$6.
Welcome back to the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Evansville Otters and the River City Rascals. Game 3 here at Bossy Field. Otters down by 2 games in the best-of-5 series. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call, and the third oldest ballpark in America.
Right.
And in your opinion, and I might have to agree, I've been to Wrigley and Fenway. Bosse Field, I might have a bias here, but Bosse is definitely one of the best stadiums in the country.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've had the pleasure of seeing a lot of minor league ballparks, and the only one that I always, well, I'll take it two. They're, thank you.
Good to see you. I want to thank Mrs. Long, Ryan Long's mom, for a special gift.
Anyway, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Baseball Town, USA.
Yeah, they have a great ballpark. And then in Elmira, New York.
Oh, yeah?
There are two of the best minor league ballparks. Oh, Mike, get in, Mike, get down.
It's a fly ball to right center. It's going to drop for a base hit. Rizzatello wants to go two, and he stands with the first Otters hit, a leadoff double. The first hit of the day for the Otters. First at bat in the playoffs, aggressive as you like to say, and he got a great pitch to swing at.
Attack the ball, and he did. And it went to right center. Good distance. Did you notice, Mike, when he was right where the second baseman is now, about let's say 3/4 going to second base, he kept looking at the where the ball was, and he knew he wasn't no chance of going to third. That's heads-up baseball. He's a good little player, Big Mike.
Tanner Wietrich to the plate.
And
Dubsky fires the first pitch, and that drops in there inside for ball one. That's a good break on it.
Yeah, I bet James up there in New York, I hope he's not directing traffic at the same time. But James, Mike looked good on that one.
Want to know the count to Wietrich, the former Rascal. Dubsky comes set, fires the pitch. That's a slider that hit the dirt before the plate, and the count moves to 2-0.
Yeah, we just had Mrs. Long that visit us in the...
I believe these are chocolate chip or oatmeal and raisin. I might have to go with oatmeal and raisin or a mix.
Well, whatever they are, thank you to the Longs and from Del Cranville, Texas.
That's right. 2-0 the count to Wietrich. The pitch. Chopper over the pitcher's mound. Penner will field it, throws over to first, and gets the out. But Wietrich does his job and moves Rizzatello over to third in scoring position with one out.
That's it. You know, when my brother was the general manager of the San Diego Padres, he used to keep a record of that. When you had a runner on second and the batter deliberately hit the ball to right to move the runner in third, Jack kept records, and that meant $10,000 every time one would. And so at the end of the year, or when it came contract time, he had that all up, and he'd say, "Okay, here's an extra $5,000 or whatever."
That's a nice bonus right there.
Yeah.
All right, who's at the plate now?
Oh, Middle Poison, the spark plug of the Otters.
David Cronin to the plate. Runner on third and Rizzatello, one out.
And they're playing in. And
first pitch to Cronin is flied foul down the left field line. Count at 0-1.
David has been known to hit a lot of fly balls to center field, deep center field.
Right center at times, too.
Well, right center anyway, as long as they're deep enough that Big Mike can score.
Infield playing in for the Rascals.
And this would be great if Big Mike can score. Back at the radio station, Joey, who is our engineer, said this is when they were going to score.
That's right. The 0-1. There'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Cronin tells Riz to hold at third. It's an even count at 1. The last time we saw the Rascals at Bosse Field was in Game 3 of a rubber match, and the Otters won on a walk-off wild pitch in the 11th.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, what happened here?
And it seems that the catcher Murphy is not feeling too well. Manager Steve Brook, as well as their athletic trainer, out to treat him. So the inning started is scoreless here in the bottom of the third. The Otters got their first hit, a leadoff double from Mike Rizzatello. Wietrich moved him over to third on a ground out to Penner at second. Penner normally plays shortstop, but his throwing arm is a little banged up. So they moved the second baseman Achenbach to short, and they moved the shortstop Penner to second.
Oh, okay. All right, so that was the explanation why. And the first ground ball he had hit to him, he made an error.
Yes.
That was Keith.
Correct. Cronin's 1-1 pitch. A chopper over the pitcher's mound. Riz will hold at third, and Cronin is retired at first for out number 2.
No, you couldn't have scored on that one.
Not at all. Penner was in prime position to potentially throw Mike out at home. So now with 2 outs and a runner on third, Keith Griesaber will step to the plate. He is hitless in the series. He has reached base on an error and a fielder's choice as well as a walk. Today, Keith is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. He had a called strike that was low and away.
Yeah, that was a bad call on the umpire's part, at least in our opinion, or my opinion. I can't speak for anyone but myself.
That's right. First pitch to Keith is a bouncer in the dirt from Dubsky. Yeah. And the catcher, Murphy, seems to be a little fatigued, wipes the sweat off his forehead. And
Murphy's got the old style batting helmet with no face mask, and with the old bar mask, mask.
Old school. 1-0, that's a called strike down on the outside corner. Righty-righty matchup, an even count at 1 with 2 outs.
No, that's the mousetrap. He's got the mousetrap. Yeah. That is old school.
I like the style like that. The catcher style like
that. Well, I don't like those helmets they wear, and they look like they're in
There's a chopper to short. Achenbach is there, and he can't make the play. Scoring is Mike Rizzatello, and the Otters are on the board.
Way to go, Keith. I'll tell you, Keith's got more luck in getting on. Keep hitting them to Achenbach.
So the third error committed by Achenbach allows the Otters score a third run of the series. First one today at Boston Field, and the Otters are up 1-0 with their MVP at the plate.
And you keep a lot of records, and you say that when the Otters score first, they have a better chance of winning than when the other team scores first. So,
yes, sir.
Let's hope that that proves fruitful here in this evening's contest.
First pitch to Long. He swings and misses at a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is at 0-1.
Come on, Ryan. Your mother and father are here. Make them look good.
Dad's tuning into the radio as we speak.
Oh, well, remember Grandpa was here a couple of times. Anyway, it's nice that the Ryans follow their son. I guess they were proud as can be when he was MVP. Gee.
0-1, there's a throw over to first, and Keith gets back in the nick of time. It's still an 0-1 count to Ryan Long. If you remember, the last time we saw Dubsky was the game 2 of a doubleheader, a game that went quick, when Beardsley went all 7 innings, allowed 3 hits. Dubsky went 6. He allowed an RBI double to Long, and then a sac fly to Jack Meggs. So Long has hit this man before. Another throw over to first, and Keith gets back in time. 0-1 the count. Keith Griesaber on base for the second time in this series via an error from Trevor Achenbach.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. Lefty-righty matchup. Long likes to hit the ball to right center. The 0-1. It'll be down and away for a ball 1.
Yeah.
Good plate discipline there by Long with 2 outs.
He's got a lot of power, and the Bud Light Lime patio there is crowded tonight. And it'd be great if a fly ball was hit out there for a home run, and I will definitely sign it.
No worries.
So, no charge.
I might have to go get it for you then.
And there's no charge.
1-1 will be lifted in the air to right field, and it's going to be drifting foul, and the count will be moving to 1-2.
That had the distance, but it didn't have the what am I trying to say?
It was not straightened out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think of Navy terms.
You need to move it to the left a little to be fair.
Yeah, well, whatever. Nautical miles, anyway.
Need to move it west?
Yeah.
Wanna go with that?
Yeah. Starboard.
Okay. 1-2 the count. Griesaber on first. Otters up 1-0 on the error from Achenbach. The pitch is driven to right center field. Going back is Kalawaya, and that'll go off the right center field wall. Holding at third is Keith Griesaber. Long at second base with a double. And the Otters continue the two-out rally.
I know Mom and Dad were, I hope Grandpa's back in Crandall. The rosary beads work, I'll tell you that. So, yeah, you said the last time he hit a double off this pitcher, and now he gets another one. And he was a little short of the Bud Light patio, but it was close. Maybe 20 feet shy or something, 10 feet shy. But whatever. Yeah, we got runners on second and third now, and here comes Big Mac.
Elijah McNamee, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, when talking to him at the clubhouse, quote, "The best part about me hitting in the lineup is that I get to hit behind the Frontier League MVP. Therefore, I would get better pitches to swing at."
Well, it's good philosophy. You know, that's why you had Mantle and Maris. Mantle batted in back of Maris.
First pitch is a swing and a miss to McNamee. Count at 0-1.
And when you looked at their home runs, they were going, like 50-50 home runs. And you looked at Maris, and Maris had his home runs accounted for maybe an RBI or two every time he hit a home run. When Mantle hit his home runs, the bases were empty. Well,
0-1 to McNamee is a breaking ball that can't find the inside part of the plate. It's an even count at 1 as that pitch from Dubsky was chest high to McNamee.
So just think, well, if Maris just hit a home run and Mantle's next, there's no one on base. So how could he get in a home run with men on? Okay, Big Mac come through.
1-1, swing and a miss.
Mac.
McNamee falls for the slider away, and it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Off speed. I mean, Big Mac was so out in front of that.
He knows it too.
Yeah.
McNamee, one of the better acquisitions the Otters have had this entire season.
What a great defense he's offered the Otters since he's been here. I mean, he's made so many great plays in right field.
The 1-2 from Dubsky, ground ball over to short. Achenbach will throw over to first, and that's in time.
Well, we'll take it.
The Otters are on the board thanks to Keith Griesaber hitting a hard-hit ground ball to the shortstop Achenbach with a fielding error, allowing Rizzatello to score. 1-0 Otters. After 3, we head to the 4th on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Might only have time
Minor
for
league
one.
ballparks. Oh, Mike, get in, Mike, get down.
It's a fly ball to right center. It's going to drop for a base hit. Rizzatello wants to go 2, and he stands with the first Otters hit, a leadoff double. The first hit of the day for the Otters. There's a chopper to short. Achenbach is there, and he can't make the play. Scoring is Mike Rizzatello, and the Otters are on the board.
Good show, Mike. Good show.
Welcome back to Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen, Bill McKeon on the call. 0-1 the count to Braxton Martinez as we start the top of the fourth. Jake Welch on the mound this time with a lead here at Bossy Field. The next pitch, it'll be a breaking ball away from Martinez, and the count is even at 1 to the third baseman and the all-star from River City. Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series, the 1-1 from Welch, as a skying pop-up. Rizzatello is there, and that'll be going on the roof when we hear the clank, and the count moves to 1-2.
Did Mike look at the last game he caught? You said he reviews all those games. He must have heard me say, keep the mask on. You notice how he kept the mask in his hands?
That's right.
Way to go, Mike.
The 1-2 from Welch. That's a fastball inside by the chest of Martinez, and the count is even at 2. Martinez, Achenbach, and Kalawaya, batters 3, 4, and 5 in the Rascals order. Here's the 2-2 from Welch. Ground ball over the pitcher's mound. It's going to go through the middle of the infield and drop for a base hit.
Yeah, Martinez has been hurting us as well between Meadows and Martinez. They're the two big guns for River City.
Achenbach to the plate. He committed his third error of the series back in the bottom of the third, allowing the Otters to score the first run of this game.
And I'll tell you what, I wish him luck. He makes 3 more errors.
First pitch to Achenbach, that plunks his shoulder.
Hit him.
So once again, the Rascals have runners on first and second with no outs, this time here in the top of the fourth.
That was a fastball. It might have been a slider that didn't slide, but whatever it was, it was up and in. And one of the things I like now to see how Mike's gone out to talk to him. And earlier in the season, he didn't do that.
I think this is a good conversation. Long there to try to see if there's a ground ball. If he would cover the bag at third for the force out, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Open bag at third. Long and Phillips, the corner infielders for the Otters, play on the edge of the infield grass. As L.J. Kalawaya, the man who has made 2 great defensive plays earlier in this game, unfortunately robbing the Otters of hits.
Yes, I'll say so. And he's not hitting, he's not bunting, he's hitting away.
He's 1 for 1 today with a single.
Well, now Steve down there gave some signs. Maybe he said maybe the first pitch is yours. After that, you go to bunt. A lot of times that happens, Dave.
The 1-1, or 1-0 is delivered, is a fly ball to right. It's deep. McNamee goes back to the wall. That is over the Bud Light line patio. And the Rascals have taken this lead.
Bye-bye.
The fourth home run hit by the Rascals in this series, and the River City's now on top by a score of 3-1.
Yeah, that thing, from the crack of the bat, it was gone. The only thing is, it went in the Bud Light patio deck, but it wasn't one of ours. It was one of theirs. I believe that's where Santa Claus hit one the last time. Anyway, here we got
Cameron Este, the right fielder, to the plate. First pitch to him is a swing and a miss on a breaking ball inside for strike 1.
Well, the game is not at a loss yet.
Not at all.
As you said, or Matt said the other night, we still got 6 runs to go, or 6 outs to go.
Another swing and a miss to Este, and the count is quickly at 0-2. Welch was looking pretty good, and that might have been the only mistake he's made today. Welch will come set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's 3 pitches in the dirt. A strikeout recorded for Welch, and there's 1 away here in the top of the fourth.
Number 34, first baseman Zach Levy.
Levy to the plate. He had a fielder's choice back in the second. That was when what we thought was a double play was just a force out at second, but they threw it to first anyway at the time. Chopper down the first base line. It goes foul. The count is at 0-1. 3 3-1 Rascals. The Otters took the lead in the bottom of the third, and then a 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya, his 4th RBI of the series, has given the Rascals a 3-1 lead in Game 3. Rascals lead the series 2-0 in a best of 5.
Well, so far, that Hawaiian is the hero of this game. He's robbing us of 2 hits and then putting them ahead with the home run.
1-1 to Levy is fouled down the third base line. And the count moves to 1-2.
Construction, choose the best and never regret it.
Well, we've been hitting the ball well, so we're going to catch up.
1-2, chopper down the first base line once more into the Otters' pen, and the count remains at 1-2.
You know, sometimes the pitcher needs that to straighten them up. You know, they're going well, and then all of a sudden they lose it, and they need a shock like that, you know, like you throw in a swimming pool.
That's right. 1-2 is in the dirt for ball 2. Did you try those sausage and hot dogs that Bob Welch gave us?
Oh, yes.
They were pretty good. I tried them yesterday. They were
Juicy.
pretty good. Yes.
Juicy, yes. And
2-2, swing and a miss on a high fastball. And Levy's retired on strikes for out number 2.
Yes, they're very appreciative from Bob out there in Spencerport.
12, catcher Tanner Murphy.
Murphy to the plate, the catcher. 3 for 8 in the series. He's 1 for 1 today.
Didn't last time when they were here regular season, didn't Murphy strike out about 3 times in both games or 3 games? Or he had quite a few strikeouts. But then
is a fly ball foul to third base line. Long and Riz are there. Does Mike know? The ball popped out of Mike's glove and he's furious. He knows he could have made that play. Hit the
heel
of the glove.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about Murphy here, he struck out an awful lot, but then he ended up hitting a home run his last time up or something that beat us or whatever.
Murphy does have a solo home run in this series that came back in Game 1. 0-1 the count. Welch will come set. Rascals up 3-1.
Strike.
That'll be outside this time for ball 1. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. The 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya silenced this crowd for a moment. A fly ball to left field. Going back is Griesaber. He makes the catch for out number 3. The Otters will head back to the dugout and to the plate as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 Rascals the score on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. The Rascals are up 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. They took a 3-1 lead after the 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya That is the 4th home run that has been hit by the Rascals in this series.
Yeah, how many home runs have we hit?
None.
So it's 4-0. Well,
To answer the question online before I forget, we did mention the dimensions at Carshield Field. The dimensions here at Boston Field as Dakota Phillips steps to the plate. It's 335 down the right and left field lines, 385 to right and left center, and 400 to dead center.
it's a pitcher's ballpark.
That's right. First pitch to Phillips. Check swing, doesn't matter. It's called strike one.
The last time we were playing here, Phillips's mother and father came, and we were hoping that he'd look impressive, and he got that big base hit and the pitch hit. And then later,
he gets a called strike two, counted 0-2 to Phillips.
Anyway, in the 2 games that were here, he got 2 hits. So, you know, you're happy, just like the Longs are here. And Ryan comes up with that double. There's nothing more fruitful than to have your son play well when you were here, you know, watching him. You probably watched him from the Little League, and the high school, to college, and
I couldn't agree more with that statement.
you know, so
1-2 the count now to Phillips. I think we see that a lot from the parents of the ball players who come out. We have the Longs in attendance, as well as Hunter Cullen's dad and grandfather. We've had a lot of parents come up to us throughout this season here at Boston Field and on the road. The 1-2 is your breaking ball outside.
well, it's so many parents came up to say hello to you, and you're right. And like I said, the Crones have been here, the Longs have been here, JJ's parents have been here, Hunter's parents are here now.
Dakota's parents have been here.
Dakota has been here.
The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's out number 1.
Anyway, so many show up, and that's nice.
Keith's mom.
Yeah. Yeah, my father was a businessman.
Yeah.
He worked 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, never took a vacation. But he made sure there was plenty of food on the table, a roof over our heads, and he bought the uniforms, and he did so much for my brother and I. And he saw me play 1 high school game and 1 professional baseball game. So of all the games I played, he only saw me play 2.
First pitch to Calabrese is low and away for ball 1.
But he made sure that we always had enough equipment, money in our pockets, and whatever else. He took care of us financially.
Same thing goes for me, too.
So, yeah, I mean, so you know, they don't see you, but you appreciate what they do for you. You know,
I do. I know my mom and dad are listening right now, and I want to give a special hello, and my father says hello to you, Bill.
Well, thank you. It's good to say hello to you, too. You know, my oldest son, Michael, my father, we were in the taxi business, the garage business, the restaurant business, and trucking business. And anyway, my oldest son, Michael, one night said, Dad, how come when Grandpa calls, you just drop what you're doing, you run up to his business? I said, Michael, your Grandpa put the roof over my head and the food on my table, and he, you know, did everything for me, and I'm just trying to repay him. That was it.
3-0 to Calabrese, and that's... the umpire never gave a sign, so it's ball 4.
I know it. I was wondering myself.
Mike Fitcher never gave a sign. Now, we've had James Purnell not give signs either, but he would tell the batters what the call was.
Yeah, but
Calabrese now works a 4-pitch walk.
But in all essence, though, Dave, on the ball, the umpire does not indicate anything on the ball, except he might say ball, but he's not given no arm.
That pitch was close, though. I thought, honestly,
well,
it was a strike.
Too. Unless maybe he didn't say ball, or Calabrese didn't hear him say it. No, that's something you and I won't know.
So with 1 out, Hunter Cullen steps to the plate.
Oh, yeah, and the grandfather came over to say hello to me tonight, and we reminisced for a minute. I was talking about Buffalo. That's where they're from. And reminisce about Clyde McCullough. That was the manager of Buffalo. It was a Met AAA club in the International League. And I was telling some stories about Buffalo where the first time I went to Buffalo, after this pitch, I'll say it.
0-1 to Cullen, swing and a miss, and the fastball blows by him outside for strike 2.
Yeah, the first time I ever went to Buffalo, and the other scouts said, well, you got to stop at the barbershop. I said, barbershop? They said, yeah, to get permission. You won't get any information if you don't stop at the barbershop. So I did, and I sat in the barber chair, and he didn't cut into my hair, but the scissors were going back and forth. He said, are they looking? I said, who? He said, the government. Are they looking? I said, I don't know. Anyway, I had to get permission to come into Buffalo.
0-2 to Cullen. That's a ball inside.
I won't say what his position was, but I'd say he was a man of authority, put it that way.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
1-2 the count to Cullen. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to first base. Levy robbed him of a hit.
I was going to say line drive to the first baseman, not a cheapie. Anyway.
The 1-2 to Hunter Cullen. Chopper
might be it out. Might
the
be
second baseman, Penner, throw over to first.
Okay.
And that'll be out number 2. Cullen moves Calabrese over to second base, and to the plate now is Mike Rizzatello, who has the first hit and the first run of the day for the Otters.
You remember that one time Mike got 3 for 4. He got he got a double down the left field line, and he got 2 singles. And boy, it'd be nice if Mike would come up with another base hit now and get an RBI.
He shaved his beard.
Oh, did he? Oh, maybe the girlfriend told him, hey. I don't know how people wear beards. I mean, they're so itchy.
I can agree. That's why I shaved mine.
Oh, yeah.
First pitch to Riz is low and away for ball 1.
But he was ready to attack it.
Dubsky has a very effective slider, and it's been showing throughout today's game.
Oh, you ain't kidding. It's a good, sharp slider.
Rascals up 3-1 after the 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya, the center fielder. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Riz. That drops in there for strike 1, going a bit off speed, and the count is even at 1 with 2 outs.
See, now Mike wasn't ready for that one. If you noticed the first pitch, he was taking his stride. This one here, he just watched it go by. He didn't have that aggressiveness.
That may have been the off-speed curveball.
It was, yeah, it was.
Runner on second at Calabrese, the 1-1 to Riz. It goes near his head, and he backs out of the way, and the count is at 2-1.
Hey, well, Mike's girlfriend, you said, was a teacher, so they're back. You know, school starts back in the East, day after Labor Day.
That's right. I don't miss that anymore. Dubsky from the belt. Calabrese dancing at second. The 2-1. That'll be popped up to the shallow center field. Coming under it is the right fielder, Este, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Calabrese stranded at second base as we're 4 up and 4 down here at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Hey, Joey.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Otters are down 3-1. The Otters scored their run on the third error committed by Trevor Achenbach in this series, but L.J. Kalawayef had better plans. Hit a 3-run home run to the right center field over the Bud Light Line patio to give the Rascals a 3-1 lead. Game 3 of the Frontier League Division Series. The Rascals hold a 2-0 lead and a best of 5.
Yeah, but the Otters are swinging, Mike, Dave. That's one of the things you wanted to see. Instead of sitting there and taking that third strike, they are swinging. They're making some good contact. Right now, they're not falling, but the game is still a long way from being over, and I'm quite sure some of those shots that the Otters are hitting are going to start dropping in.
First things first, Jake Welch needs to retire the first 3 batters he sees. First pitch to Nick Anderson is a slider away for ball 1.
Jake, I hate to say it, doesn't have that command of that slider yet. I mean, it's always low and outside. It's not good for a strike, but it's got good bite.
1-0, and the off-speed breaking ball is inside for ball 2. Got a nice late summer breeze here in the booth.
Oh, beautiful. I wore a sweater. I thought it was going to be cold.
That's a line drive right at Dakota Phillips at first base for out number 1. Phillips, right place, right time.
Right, and the first baseman robbed our ball player here. Phillips robbed them.
So 1 away here in the top of the 5th.
What is good for the geese is equal to the gander. Isn't that what it is?
I've never heard that.
Well, mark it down.
You're dating me, Bill.
Okay.
0-1 the count to Andrew Penner, who's 0 for 2 today with a fly out to Ryan Long and a strikeout. 0-1. It'll be a breaking ball down and in. And the count is now even at 1.
That was a good pitch, but just a little too low. But it had a good break.
Welch, the 6'6" right-hander, fires the third pitch, and it's a fly ball to right. McNamee going back, and he'll try to play it off the right center field wall. Standing at second is Andrew Penner with his second double of the series. Third time is a charm for Penner, the second baseman.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Big Mac gave that a tremendous effort. It was just hit too hard. Had too much velocity, if you want to call it that way. Look at that flag out there. It's blowing in that direction, so that might have helped it carry it another 5-10 feet.
If there's a batter you want to pitch away to, it's this one in Nolan Meadows. He is 0 for 2, but he has 2 2-run home runs and a 2 RBI double in this series. Count that 6 RBIs in 2 games.
Yeah, you got to get this guy out. You're right. Keep him off the base path because he seemed to score. Whenever he's on base, he scores.
He's also hit a grand slam in this ballpark, too. First pitch to him. Chopper foul down the first base line, and the count is at 0-1 to Meadows. Meadows hit .253 on the year, was named the designated hitter of the year for the Frontier League.
Meadows, DH, so he hasn't been a regular then.
Oh. Not a regular in the field.
Oh.
He can play in the infield. But
right, but I mean, DH most of the time. Oh, okay.
0-1. Welch goes with the breaking ball outside, gets the call, and the count is now at 0-2.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a DH, an award for DH. I'm going to talk to Andy maybe next year. I could do that.
0-2 the count. 1 out, Penner at second. 0-2 pitch. Good block by Riz. It's a breaking ball down and in, and the count is now at 1-2.
I can't remember. It wasn't in professional baseball, but it was somewhere where the guy was a DH, and if he got on base, he got a pinch runner. I don't remember if he had leg problems or whatever it was, but it was funny. You could DH and have a substitute runner.
1-2 the count with 1 out. Welch fires. Chopper, and it's a foul once more, this time near the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. Pitch number 5 in the at-bat up and coming. Otters down by a score 3-1 thanks to the 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya, the center fielder of the Rascals. Otters got their first run on the board thanks to another error by Trevor Achenbach at short. Welch checks the runner at second. Here's the 1-2. It's a swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Jake Welch. 2 away here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, low outside pitch. He didn't look that good on that play, but that's our benefit.
Martinez now to the plate.
Yeah, here comes Baxton.
Martinez today is 1 for 2 with a single and scored on the Kalawaya 3-run homer.
Yeah.
Penner remains at second. He had the 1-out double. Next, first pitch to Martinez is a bit outside for ball 1. Welch trying to go with a breaking ball away from the righty Martinez, who hit .275 in the regular season. Seemed that he and Long were neck and neck in a lot of offensive categories in the Frontier League.
Well, you look at the RBIs, you look at the home runs, and he's got 13. I think Long ended up with 14. He's got 75 RBIs, and I think Ryan ended up, 77, 78?
78.
78, so yeah, you're right. There's quite a comparison. Plus, Mr. Martinez is a pretty good third baseman.
2-0. Swing and a miss as Welch goes with a breaking ball away. Counted 2-1.
Yeah, so you're right. There's a comparison, 275 an average, and Ryan is 291, I believe, or something like that.
Ryan is
285.
Finished 285.
All right, 285, 270. I mean, you go right down the list. Wow, did that slider have a cut?
Unfortunately, Martinez doesn't bite, and it's a count at 3-1.
Well, it was way too far out. Thank God. Big Mike back there has got good agility.
Takes pride in his defensive efforts.
Yeah.
Welch comes set. Here's the 3-1. A called strike 2.
Right.
That was the 2-seam fastball that tailed inside, and the count is now full with 2 outs.
Yeah, he froze Mr. Martinez that one.
I froze too. Welch with another deep breath. Runner at second, 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. Shot down the left field line. It's going foul.
Yeah, and some of the staff, or maybe the interns.
Some of them, a lot of them are now back in college.
Well, the 2 that were down there went running, and of course one just picked it up and gave it to the other. So one of the interns has got he turned around, he gave it away. So
had a potential souvenir.
Yeah.
And now Riz will go talk to Jake Welch. And I think this is a good conversation because you don't want Achenbach and Kalawaya to come up in this inning. You're looking for a good pitch. His slider seems to be a little bit better. The 2-seam fastball as well as the fastball seems to be working. Curveball every once in a while. So Riz is saying, hey, let's go with your gut. Go with the best pitch that you've been throwing so far today. It's been the fastball. The thing is you want a little bit of movement on it instead of a fastball that's a line drive. Or that has no movement, I should say. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Welch is fired up as he goes back to the Otters dugout. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Otters down 3-1 on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. And we're going to have a special guest in a moment. First things first, we're going to head to the bottom of the fifth. And Bill, throughout this season, the Otters have scored a lot of runs in the fifth inning. It seems to be the third, fifth, and seventh innings throughout the season. If we look at the seasonal statistics from the regular season, the Otters have scored 57 runs in the fifth inning, and they're looking to score a couple more as they are down by a score 3-1 with Tanner Wietrich to the plate.
Well, we need runners on, and China is up, and he grounded to second base the last time, and hopefully Tanner can get on. We'll take it. Error, walk, balk. Oh, that's. I think that was what it was. When you were on the road, there was a balk, and I forgot what the thing was now. Whatever, will come back to me.
First pitch to Wietrich is a ball, and the count is at 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike one. Dubsky pitching just as well, as it's been a bit of a pitcher's duel here at Bosse Field. Welch has allowed the 3-run homer. The 1-1 is down and away for ball two. And as soon as Mr. Cullen will set up his headset. Let's see, you think he's got it on backwards. There you go. Mr. Cullen, thank you for joining us. Here's the 2-1 to Wietrich. That's inside for ball three. It was nice to see you in River City. Unfortunately, the Otters couldn't come up with a victory in game 1 or 2, but
right.
we're back here at home.
Oh, yeah, we're ready to go.
Well, I talked to your, was that your father? Or
that was my dad, yes.
Okay.
3-1, lifted to left field. It's going to drop
hit.
for a base hit.
There we go. See, I come up here. Things happen.
So
well,
Wietrich leads off with a single, and now the tying run steps to the plate, and David Cronin.
I enjoyed talking to your father about Buffalo, and
thank you.
You know, we were talking about, I didn't mention what, but I had to talk to the top man at the barber shop, and that's all I'll say. Otherwise, they would have ran me out of Buffalo.
Right.
So David Cronin will step to the plate, known as the spark plug of the Otters offense. Cronin today's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out.
And middle poison.
That's right.
Come on, Dave.
Yeah, we need a base hit.
We do.
And
throw over to first is not in time.
I tell you, he's the spark plug of this club, and we're happy to have him. He plays a good defense, and he's a heads-up ball player, and he's got wonderful mother and father. They're home listening.
First pitch is a swing and a miss. Cronin chases a pitch outside, and the count is at 0-1.
Yeah, they were over in River City.
Dad was.
Oh, just Dad?
Dad was.
Patty didn't make it?
I believe not.
Okay.
I believe not.
Okay.
0-1 the count to Cronin. Wietrich with a good lead at first, and there's another throw back. It's not in time.
So how'd you guys come down? What was the path you used from Buffalo to here?
Well, Dad drove down from Buffalo.
Wow.
And he picked me up in Louisville because we didn't know where we were going to be playing. So we kind of did an in-between place.
The 0-1 is at the feet of Cronin to even the count at 1.
And then found out that we were in River City. So he picked me up there, and we drove down to River City that night.
Oh, okay.
Could have made it by the 9th inning, but it was a little late. And
okay, well, we're happy to have you here
Thank
in
you.
Otterville.
Happy to be here.
1-1. It will be a fly ball to shallow left field.
Get out of here,
Racing
ball.
on it is Martinez, and that'll be going into the bullpen over the fence, and the count is now at 1-2.
And it nearly hit one of the United States presidents. 3 presidents are down there who had a race later, and one of them nearly got hit.
Which
Can
one
you
was
imagine?
it?
No Secret Service protection. Oh, my God.
Not from their team anyway, right?
1-2, the count to Cronin. Otters down 3-1. Cronin representing the tying run at home plate. Dupsy will come set. A long look at the catcher Murphy. Here's the 1-2. A
Base
jumper
Dave.
over the third baseman Martinez in the left.
No.
Back-to-back base hits for the Otters and still no outs. Back-to-back base hits to left field.
Right. And how many times have we talked about get that third baseman to draw in and then hit it over? That's one of the things I hope your son would have done more.
Right?
Yeah, bring him in and then go left field.
Absolutely. I've been trying to teach him that for a lot of years.
Is that right? Oh, he's got good speed. Could lay those bunts down. You get that third baseman to play all the time and then just slap it to left field.
Absolutely.
The manager McCauley gives the signs. Looks like the Rascals infield's going to play in.
Well, we got to. I hopefully, even though it's Keith, I hope we get a bunt. And if I remember, Keith popped a couple times up. He's got to stay there. Don't poke. Let the ball hit the bat and stop.
I believe that's the discussion that Andy McCauley and Keith Griesaber are having right now. As the Otters are down by a score of 3-1. They have the tying run at first base in David Cronin, and representing the go-ahead run is at home plate in Keith Griesaber. Tanner Wietrich led off with a single to left, and Cronin followed with a single to left.
Okay, let's get to the inside story. Where did Hunter get his baseball talent?
Well, I'd have to say from my side of the family for sure.
Well, did you play high school, college? Or?
I played high school ball.
Oh, okay. He's got good speed.
Thank you.
He's got good speed. And like I told your father, I call him the Joe DiMaggio. Let's watch this.
Griesaber shows bunt.
Should have let it go.
And it's foul off his bat, and the count is at 0-1.
Now, there's a case. See, that was a ball. It nearly hit the ground. Leave it go. It's a ball.
0-1 the count, and the Rascals infield is on their toes. The corner infielders in Martinez and Levy play on the edge of the infield grass. Guarding Wietrich at second is the shortstop Achenbach. They play a bit of a shift on Griesaber.
Square around.
1-0. He shows bunt, pulls his bat back, and the count is now even at 1.
0-2.
So a big hole on the left side of the infield as the shortstop Achenbach is shadowing Tanner Wietrich at second. The second baseman Penner is playing in between first and second base. So Martinez has not a lot of safety nets behind him. Here's the 1-1, and now it's not delivered.
Just to be fair, I have to say, Hunter's mom's side of the family is very athletic. I was just teasing. It comes from both sides.
Well, it always. There's genes that get mixed up sometimes. But
the 1-1, Griesaber squares the bunt.
There he
goes.
goes.
Down the first base line, throw over to third, and the force out is applied, and Griesaber didn't go down to first base, and he's doubled up.
What happened?
Griesaber did not run down the first base line fully.
Oh my God.
And instead of having runners on first and second, there is a lone runner at second base.
What game is he playing? Anyway, let me get back to Mr. Cullen here. I told your father, Hunter should have been out there every day playing center field. He's one of the best center fielders in this league.
No, thank you.
He can go from left field to right field. He covers he's got great ability. He's got a great arm. He's got good speed, good range. Should be there every day.
He works awfully hard at it, that's for sure.
And he's got 8 home runs. Isn't it 8 home runs?
Yeah, I think it is 8.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I know it is.
Okay, now it's up to Ryan to hit the home run to tie the game now.
That would be nice. Swing and a miss on a fastball down and away for strike 1.
When he gets that half a swing up, he pulls his body back.
Bill, my mom says hello to.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, Mom, I enjoy your son. He still owes me that $100 on that bet, though. He's leaving town without paying.
Dave's doing a great job.
I appreciate it.
Both of you do great.
Appreciate it. 0-1 is a fly ball foul down the left field side, and the count is at 0-2. So to rewind here to start the fifth, Wietrich led off with a single. Cronin followed with a single. Grieshaber showed bunt. He bunted it down towards the pitcher, Dubsky. And I think the catcher, Murphy, took charge, threw down, and got the force out at third. But Grieshaber did not run fully down the first base line. And unfortunately, he was doubled up. Martinez made a heads-up play, and that's unfortunate for the Otters. Cronin, the lone runner at second, Long representing the tying run at home plate.
We have praised Keith being an outstanding athlete all year, but tonight he might have been thinking of playing in Fenway Park or something, not at Bossy Field. How can you not run that out? Gee. I mean, this is when the true ball players start to shine in this situation.
1-2, the count to Long. He took a ball upstairs. Dubsky comes set. The 1-2 pitch. It's down in the dirt for ball two.
Oh, boy. You know, in that situation, I mean, it's Monday morning quarterback. But you know the first baseman's coming in. The third baseman, you got to drop it down to third because, again, that's where the play's going to be. So the only play the third baseman can make is at first.
True.
2-2 the count, 2 outs. Dubsky fires the pitch to Long, and he'll pop this one up in the infield. Now it's shallow in the outfield, and there are 3 Rascals there. Making the catch is Achenbach, the shortstop, and the inning is over. That we may look back and say that was a good opportunity for the Otters to put at least one run across the board.
A blown opportunity. Anyway, here comes the presidents, and I don't see any Secret Service. But anyway, getting back to our guest up here, are we going to continue in between?
We're going to go to a quick break.
Oh, okay,
and then when we come back,
okay.
It'll be 3-1 Rascals here at the top of the 6th. You're listening to Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their...
Welcome back to Bossy Field, home of the Otters. They're down by a score of 3-1 to the River City Rascals in Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series. The Rascals lead the series 2-0. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, and Mr. Cullen, the father of Hunter Cullen, on the broadcast with us as we start the top of the 6th. Welch still on the mound for the Otters as Trevor Achenbach will lead things off.
Well, Jake's got 5 strikeouts so far, and he's doing a good job.
This pitch is lifted to center. Hunter Cullen comes in and will make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah.
A routine can of corn to start the top of the 6th. Cal Wise steps to the plate, and he's probably the main reason why the Rascals have a 3-1 lead. He hit the 3-run homer in his last at-bat in the fourth.
And, Rob, the two of our batters, one against the fence and the other a tremendous dive that he caught. But
first pitch to Cal Wise inside for ball one.
My wife that's sitting downstairs, she grew up on Cullen Avenue, Cullen in Evansville.
All right.
Yes, in Cullen Avenue.
I wonder if that's any relation.
Ben
1-0. It drops in there, a breaking ball down the heart of the plate for strike one. Even count at 1 with 1 out.
Well, Ben Balsey, who built this field and back in 1915,
1-1 pitch outside, a fastball for ball 2.
He wasn't the mayor at the time, but up the street from where my wife lived, it was one of the mayors. Unfortunately, he got shot and killed, and my wife wasn't around at that time. But anyway,
2-1 the count. Yeah. It's a fly ball foul, and the count is now even at 2.
So what position did you play when you were playing high school?
I was usually a middle infielder,
Okay.
shortstop, second base.
Okay.
And then later on I played some outfield, center field.
All right.
Connie Mack ball, some American Legion ball.
2-2 the count. Welch fires. A tapper foul down the third base line. The count remains even at 2.
I hate to bust your bubble when I say this, but I remember going to Buffalo International League games, and we had to park inside the park because they didn't trust the area.
Oh.
Ground ball fielded and by Phillips, so toss over to first.
Plenty of time.
And good adjustment there by Dakota. Kept his eye on the ball, and Welch went over to cover the bag in time for out number 2.
We actually did. They would put us in the park.
Wow.
They said, don't park outside, and they'd open the gate and let us go in and park inside. That was the Scouts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm fortunate that I didn't grow up in Buffalo.
Oh.
I grew up in Southern California.
Oh, you were, oh.
Fullerton.
Oh, okay. All right.
Close to where Hunter played college ball.
Baseball factor of the West Coast.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
There's about 14 Cal State Fullerton representatives in the big leagues right now as we speak. And a bunch more in the minor leagues.
A broken bat, and that's been a good diving stop by Cronin, but Welch wasn't there in time to cover the bag. Trying to shield himself and making a diving effort was Phillips, and that will be a broken bat single for Este.
But what I played, the little middle poison made. I mean, he went halfway into the right field and to the right field line to diving stop. But as you say, he didn't have anyone to throw it to. But give Phillips credit, too, for making a heck of a dive to try to get it.
And thankfully, no one is hurt.
And nobody's hurt, although that bat did end up in the field. So, but Fullerton, California, love California except for the taxes.
Yeah, right, me too.
Zach Levy, the first baseman, to the plate. 2 outs, top of the 6th, 3-1 Rascals. A ground ball over to Cronin at second. He'll toss it over to second base for the 4th out, and then we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. We'll come back after this quick break. Otters down 3-1 on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier Press can be found online at courierpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Bossy Field, home of the Evansville Otters. Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series between the Otters and the River City Rascals. The Rascals have a commanding 2-0 lead, and they currently lead Game 3 by a score of 3-1 by virtually one hit, the 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya back in the 4th. The Otters had a good opportunity to tie the game. They had back-to-back singles by Wietrich and Cronin, but Keith Griesaber, he was able to bunt the ball to the pitcher, and the catcher Murphy got the force out at third. Keith Griesaber unfortunately did not run down the first base line, and he was doubled up. So instead of having men at first and second with 1 out, there was a lone man in Cronin at second with 2 outs. And we'll see if Elijah McNamee can start things off here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well,
first pitch to him is inside for ball 1.
We said starting off last inning, we said we need runners on, and of course then here comes Tanner. He gets the base hit, and then Little Poison or Middle Poison gets the second base hit. And so we were sitting pretty good.
The 1-0, that almost hit him.
Big Mac.
And that is now a count at 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, we're sitting here with Hunter's father, and his grandfather is sitting somewhere down in the box seats. I'm assuming he got box seats, at least a little preference.
The 2-0 pitch. A line drive to right center field's going to drop for a single.
Base hit.
And the Otters will bring the tying run to the plate.
I said it since the first inning, Dave. I'll repeat myself. The Otters are hitting the ball solidly. It's just unfortunate that we had a few mistakes, but as far as they're not striking out, they're making good contact, and we're going to end up winning this game.
All right, you're calling it right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Me too. And we're going to score 4 runs in the 7th inning. I'm predicting that.
All right. Well, the Otters, as Dakota Phillips steps to the dish, have scored 35 runs this season in the 6th.
Well, then I'll take 4 in the 6th. Then I won't argue.
Okay. Phillips today is 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a strikeout. Kalawaya robbed him of a double in center in his first at-bat. First pitch to him. It's a ball way outside. A Bob Euchre way outside for strike 1. Or ball 1. Ball 1.
Bob Euchre played here, in case you...
Wow.
20 games, and 19 guys stole second. They shipped him out in the middle of the night. He ended up going back to Eau Claire. But Bob Euchre had a great arm, but he, like catchers in our day, when we took infield, catchers used to stand on home plate and then throw it to second. And, you could throw a perfect throw to second base here.
Yeah.
But when the game was in progress, the catcher was throwing from 8 feet.
1-0, lifted to center. Kalawaya doesn't move because he puts his glove up and makes the catch for out number 1.
Great contact.
Just missed it.
Yeah. Anyway, a catcher would throw to second standing on home plate. Then, when the game was in progress and the runner was stealing, you're throwing from 8 feet back, which means that the ball is going to be skipping to the second or shortstop. They're always safe.
So, Rascals manager Steve Brook will approach the mound to talk to his starter Dubsky. Takes the baseball from him, and it'll be a call to the pen. But go ahead, guys. Continue the conversation.
Well, you can add something too. You're getting paid.
That's right. I want to check the number correctly for the reliever coming in. The Otters have seen a few relievers in this series so far from River City, and in Game 2, they were not able to hit any starting pitching against the Rascals. Today was the opposite story. as they're able to score a run via an error, but nonetheless they scored a run.
Right.
And not an earned run, but put the Otters on the board at the time.
Right.
The Otters, when we were in River City back in Game 2, were able to hit Herrera, the reliever at the time, and scored 3 runs, really the big 2 RBI double by Calabrese down the left field line.
Okay. Well, I got no story about Buffalo. Clyde McCullough was the manager for the AAA Mets. And Buddy Kerr and I went down to the clubhouse after the game and talking to Clyde. And anyway, Clyde's 1969 World Series ring fell out of his locker. And he picked it up and he threw it back into the locker. We said, Clyde, are you nuts? You know, we're talking about a World Series ring with all those diamonds. Well, he said I didn't win it, so he didn't care. Well, anyway, now to get to the heart of that story. Do you know all of those rings had glass, not diamonds, until somebody discovered it. They had to retrace all those diamond or those rings and put diamonds in it. But at first they were glass.
Wow.
So someone was trying to pull them, over each other.
So it is the reliever Taylor Sugg, the Greensboro, North Carolina native, on the mound. A right-handed pitcher will be throwing against Rob Calabrese. Last time we saw Rob against a reliever, he lined that 2 RBI double on Wednesday night.
Against this guy here?
Not this guy.
Oh.
Runner on first, and McNamee, he led off the inning with a single. First pitch doesn't reach home plate. Throw it down to first.
He's out.
And McNamee is thrown out.
Oh, my God. Slide. You know that ballet dancing, you've heard me say it before. You don't go back into first base with that ballet dancing where you hit it and you spin.
Another momentum changing out here in the bottom of the 6th. So now the bases are empty with 2 outs, and Calabrese has a 1-0 count.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you what, the Otters are doing everything possible to lose. I mean, they're throwing everything they want against. I mean, it's not playing heads-up baseball.
1-0 is in the dirt for ball 2. Whoa. Instead, he called that a strike instead, and it's an even count at 1. A delayed strike call, to say the least.
Yeah, well, the scoreboard got it, assuming it was a ball 2. They've got ball 2 up there, and so.
Taylor Sugg, 13 games pitched, 2-2 record, a 2.65 ERA, 17 innings pitched with 20 strikeouts and 11 walks. It should be a 2-1 count now to Calabrese.
Yeah, Andy looks a little depressed down there at third base right now. We need to
base runners.
Well, that and some Gatorade or something.
3-0 to Calabrese is foul, and it will be hitting the roof of Bossy Field. The count at 3-1.
Well, we started both innings off with a base hit, and first batter up gets a base hit. And what else could you ask for? I mean, we were always crying about, well, they weren't getting any hits in the last couple of games. Tonight, they're getting the hits.
1 run on 5 hits for the Otters, 3 runs on 7, and an error for the Rascals. Calabrese gets a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And the Otters are retired as we head to the 7th. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball as they're down 3-1 in Game 3 of the Frontier League Divisional Series on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The inaugural Victory International Film Festival will take place in Evansville, Indiana from September 12th through September 14th, 2019. The event features 120 films from 30 countries. Films will be shown at several locations in downtown Evansville. If you would like more information on the inaugural Victory International Film Festival in Evansville, Indiana, their website is victoryiff.com.
Postmodern Jukebox is back Friday, October 18th, 7:30 p.m. at the Preston Arts Center in Henderson. Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox, welcomed by the Henderson Area Arts Alliance.
Because you know I'm all about that bass.
Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. Friday night, October 18th, Preston Arts Center. The Henderson Area Arts Alliance has ticket info at HAAA.org. Listen to Jazz Flight to win tickets.
91.5 WUEV would like to thank the Boca Lounge for its support. Thursdays, get all the blues you can use with Bosco France and Friends at 6 p.m. Then at 9:30, it's open mic with the On Tap Project. The Boca Lounge, 1007 Parrott Street in downtown Evansville.
The Frontier League Divisional Series between the Otters and the River City Rascals. In a best-of-5 series, we're in Game 3, and the Rascals lead 2-0. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, and Hunter Cullen's father on the broadcast with us. Top 7, Jake Welch on the mound. He's pitched a solid game. He's only made one mistake. It just so happened to be a 3-run home run. And that is how the Rascals lead 3-1 here in the top of the 7th.
It was a fastball down the heart of the plate, and that man just unloaded. I mean, it was gone from the minute it left that bat.
No doubter.
To the plate is the catcher Murphy, followed by Anderson and Penner for batters 8, 9, and 1 in the order.
We just had a second on that home run. Mr. Collins said it's true. From the clock of the bat, it was gone.
Elijah never moved.
First pitch strike to Murphy from Welch. They counted 0-1. 6'6" right-hander taking a deep breath, fires the 0-1. And he fires a fastball foul to make the count at 0-2. Welch and I have an inside joke because he stands at 6'6", so every once in a while I'll say, Dad? I'll call him Dad as a joke.
Oh.
Because he has seems like a foot and a half on me.
You look up to him, in other words. That's
yes.
what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay.
0-2. Fastball inside for a ball 1.
Well, you heard about that story about me arresting that 6'6" guy, didn't I? And he said, "Are you big enough to take me in?" I told you that one, didn't I?
I think so.
And I said, "I got that little 38 that puts holes in you, and I don't look up, I look down."
A 1-2 from Welch. A ground ball to Long. Throws over to first, and that's a routine play for out number 1.
Yeah. One of my duties, I was a sheriff's detective for, I guess, 2 years, 3 years. While I was going to college. Anyway, I was trying to finish up my college, and in all honesty, it was a political job. I only got it because of politics. My uncle was the county Democratic leader, and my uncle was the municipal Democratic leader, so...
First pitch to Nick Anderson is way inside for a ball 1.
Bill needs a job. Oh, come up and get an interview. Hi, Bill, you got the job. Okay.
Nice to be connected.
Oh, yeah. Come to work tomorrow. And I didn't know a thing about first guy I arrested, and said
1-0. Swing and a miss. Welch goes with the breaking ball away. That late curve evens the count at 1.
It was a warrant of arrest from another state, and anyway, the next morning, one of the jailers said, "Now you got that signed by the county judge, did you?" And I said, "You serious?" He said, "Oh yeah, that was invalid unless the county judge signs it." I said, "Oh my God!" I grabbed that from the jail. I ran over and I said, "Sign this, please. Sign it. Sign it." Brought it back. First thing their attorney asked for was the arrest warrant. I was lucky.
2-1, a ball inside, moving the count to 3-1. Welch's pitch count will be 61 strikes and 34 balls.
Oh, 2 for 1. That's not bad.
That makes 95, right?
3-1, and that is a called strike 2. Crowd on their feet, waving their towels.
Well, you got your number 1 fan He was over at the River City.
Nick Drake, that's right.
Yeah, I saw him. I talked to him quite a bit over there. Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Is ball 4 in the dirt.
It was a good breaking pitch. It's a little too low.
I call him Superfan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cal State Fullerton had a Superfan.
Oh, yeah? Similar like him?
Oh, absolutely.
Who said it? Was it you or Matt that he bought every Andy shirt that's available?
Matt did.
Yeah.
Pitching coach Max Peterson will give a call to the pen.
A new pitcher.
And take the baseball away from Jake Welch. He is responsible for the runner on first. Jake pitched a great game. Only made one mistake. It just so happens to be the 3-run home run.
Yeah.
That is the difference in this game right now. The Otters had chances both in the 5th and 6th innings. They had the tying runs on base as well as at the plate. And just mental miscues were made in the field.
Right.
The good thing is that there's still baseball left to be played. The important thing right now is for the Otters to record 2 more outs with Drew Byer on the mound.
We got 9 more outs to go before this game's over for the Otters. So with that, we can get a couple hits in between those outs.
Well, as you say, Bill, throughout the year, it's been true. The Otters score runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings.
Right.
When we head to the bottom of the 7th, the Otters have scored 60 runs in the 7th inning.
Right.
And no pressure, but Hunter leads off the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, hey.
Right. And the fat lady, I understand, is still putting her lipstick on. She hasn't even gone to the bus stop yet. So we have a chance.
Drew Byer has appeared once in this postseason. He pitched 1.1 scoreless innings.
So.
In the season, he was a staple in the bullpen for the Otters.
Well, to me, he's one of the premier relievers we got. Between him and the Soldier Boy are the 2 best relievers we got in that staff.
Don't forget the Rookie of the Year.
Well, no, I'm talking about the relievers.
Okay.
You're talking about the finisher,
yes.
the closer.
Closer. Yep.
Yes, Mr. Wright is great, but I'm talking about the setup men. These 2 guys. The other guys, they come in, boom, home run, boom, home run. So,
Drew Byer.
I would leave him in as far as we can, and if we need, maybe in the 8th inning, bring in the Soldier Boy, whatever, but let Mr. Wright finish up.
Drew Byer's regular season, a 3-3 record, a 2.82 ERA, and 28.2 innings pitched. 32 strikeouts and 8 walks and a save. Comes in with a pressure situation with Andrew Penner, the leadoff hitter, at the plate.
You know, the other night when you were broadcasting and there was a situation, you brought the Soldier Boy in and he got that big out, and I'm saying my wife, and he gets that out, his strikeout, every time in a crucial situation.
Byer's first pitch is a fastball inside to Penner for strike 1.
A great addition to the staff.
And I want to say hello to Matt Siegel, who's in the Atlanta airport right now listening to this game.
Are you serious?
He's going to Gainesville, Florida for the Florida Gators, Montana football game Saturday.
Oh, Hartsfield.
0-1, foul behind home plate, and the count is quickly at 0-2 to Penner with 1 out.
Hartsfield Airport. Poochie Hartsfield was a friend of mine. That was his relatives. That they were named after Poochie. And Poochie was the next major leaguer. And he said, anytime you have problems, you just call me. I'll straighten them out.
0-2 from Byer. It'll be a pitch out attempt by Rizzatello. Not going down to second base is the runner Anderson at first, who walked. The count is now at 1-2 with 1 out.
I think that is the 3rd pitch out I've seen all year. And they've come in the last month of the season. That's something you don't see very often.
The 1-2 pitch from Byer. A fastball a bit upstairs. And the count is now even at 2 with 1 out. We want to be careful here because Nolan Meadows is on deck. And I'm sure Mr. Cullen saw it himself. Meadows has killed the Otters this entire series.
Yeah.
He's been super solid.
The 2-2 from Byer will be reached on and foul over the roof. And the count remains even at 2.
How many RBIs does he have?
In the series alone is 6.
6, yeah.
2 2-run homers.
He's on fire.
He's hit a grand slam here as well.
Yeah.
2-2 the count. It'll be pitch number 6 in the at-bat up and coming. Byer from the belt fires. Another foul ball down the first base line. Anderson off at first, he walked. 3-1 Rascals the score. 3 runs on 7 hits and an error for River City. 1 run on 5 hits for the Otters. The Otters have had chances both in the 5th and 6th innings to tie the game. The 2-2 is foul once more.
I thought he was, oh, okay. Steve's over there giving the out sign, 1 out, whatever. I thought he was
giving the steal sign?
Yeah, and then I thought he was a jumping jack for a minute.
This guy's hard to strike out.
A solid leadoff man for the Rascals.
Absolutely.
And Riz will go out to talk to Drew Byer to go over the situation.
So what does Hunter do during the winter?
He literally hunts.
Yeah. Well, in the fall, we do a little hunting out by my dad's.
Oh, okay.
And then he coaches travel ball, does some lessons.
Oh, really?
He just finished up with his schooling at Cal State Fullerton last year.
He's now got his degree?
He got his degree?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yes.
good.
Throw over to first is not in time.
And now he's just landed a job with the third base coach for Cal State Fullerton, got the head coaching job at Fullerton JC.
Okay.
So he asked Hunter to be one of his assistant coaches.
Oh, that's great.
So he's going to coach a little college ball.
That's great, yeah.
2-2 swung on, and that's another foul ball.
That is great.
Not to mention you get to bat against some quality pitching in the off season.
Yeah, right.
So it's good for both, reasons. Stay in shape and then get good for your resume.
2-2 the count. 1 out, 3-1 Rascals, runner on first. Pitch from Byer. Chopper to long. Fields it. He makes his only play at first. Good stretch by Phillips. And he makes the out in time for out number 2. Give credit for both players that play. A bobbled ground ball. Long was able to concentrate, threw it out of his glove in time, and the extra stretch by Phillips at first.
Right, and Long committed a mortal sin on that.
What was that?
You don't back up. You charge. That's why he fumbled it, because he misplayed it. But he recovered very nice, and that's what that great, what do you call it, athleticism, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Yeah, that was a delayed steal.
Yeah.
First pitch to Meadows is a called strike 1 on the outside corner. The Otters have pitched away from Meadows this entire game. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, pop-up flyout to Long at third on foul territory in the first. And then he grounded into the 1-6-3 double play in the third.
Now here's an infielder. You always get the small hop. You smother it. You don't get the big one. You don't back up and get the you smother that small hop.
That breaking ball doesn't drop into the strike zone, and the count moves to 1-1 to Nolan Meadows.
Now you're not believing me, Dave, but you got an expert here, a former infielder, telling you the same thing I did. So.
Right.
You don't want it to eat you up.
That's right. That's exactly the word.
So great minds are thinking alike.
Well, that's true.
Hey, right?
That is true. I like that, yes.
I like that, too. Best thing you said all night.
I was ready to take him off my Christmas list. Now he's back on.
I can get the Christmas card now?
Yes.
Hey, I do love that Christmas red sweater you got on, though.
Oh, yeah.
2-1 the count now to Meadows. Riz will give out the infield signs. Runner at second and Anderson. Byer stares in Riz. Checks the runner at second. Here's the 2-1. A liner foul into the first base tent. And the count is now even at 2.
Off speed, breaking pitch, and that guy hammered it, but that was it. You can't keep those breaking high pitches up here.
I noticed Ryan Long's dad was walking down the aisle.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I seen him earlier.
Oh.
Yep,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are right over there on the first base side near home plate.
Boy, they
Dave
show up
knows
to a lot.
everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a scout for parents.
Byer comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count is now full.
I was down there talking to my wife before the game, and your father come up to me, and he said, I got permission to talk to you. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, I met your partner out in the parking lot. And I asked him, he said, yeah, you could talk to him. So thank you for letting his father have permission.
Well, my dad said he had to talk to you before. As soon as you walked in, he says, tell me when he shows up. I got to go say hi to him.
How's that? Well, he was. I enjoyed him.
Payoff pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. And that is a 6-pitch walk to Meadows. To the plate will be Braxton Martinez.
Yeah, it was nice that they came in and, introduced themselves. And it's always enjoyable to see the parents and grandparents come. And Ryan Long's grandfather was here the first time they came in, which was going back maybe in May or something like that.
Opening weekend.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I was here, too.
Seems so long ago.
Okay, and his grandfather was here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Martinez to the plate. Open bag at third, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. First pitch from Byer. A breaking ball in the dirt and another good block by Riz. The count is at 1-0.
That's where we benefit by having Riz behind the plate because he's got a good agility. He's got good blocking experience. And
he's a wall back there.
Yeah, that's a good description.
And Cam Opp is going to be stretching in the bullpen.
Okay.
The 1-0. Fly ball to left. Grease Aber will come under it. Moves forward, makes the catch.
That's caught.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at Bossy Field with Hunter Cullen leading things off. Back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever come back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Nicely done, and let's get some runs.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, and Hunter Cullen's father on the broadcast. Hunter Cullen leads things off, and he'll foul this pitch behind home plate, moving the count to 0-1. A special shout-out to the entire Wright family, as Riley and Patty, one of the great families here for the Evansville Otters, are watching live in Cambridge, England. And a big shout-out to Taylor Wright's little brother, Colin, from the city of brotherly love. Appreciate your support. We hope your brother gets in this game in an important situation. The 1-1 is now the count to Hunter Cullen as he takes a next pitch ball upstairs.
I hope he gets in to save the game. Not to win the game, but to save the game.
That would be nice.
Meaning that we're winning going into the 9th inning.
1-1 is another ball outside, and the count is at 2-1 to Hunter Cullen.
What?
The Otters have had base runners aboard in the 5th and 6th innings. We will see if that trend will continue in the 7th.
Let's hope it's fruitful.
No pressure, right, Pops?
Mm-hmm.
2-1. It'll be a ball upstairs, and I got to tell you, when
Good eye, son.
when he was at the plate in the ninth on Wednesday,
yeah,
that was some great discipline he showed you right there. Because a couple of those pitches were questionable.
Right.
So 3-1 the count to Hunter Cullen. Pops, do you give him the green light?
Absolutely. 3-1 count. They're going to give him something to hit.
All right, we'll see what happens. Sugg, the Greensboro, North Carolina native, comes set. And he takes ball 4.
Ball 4.
So 3 straight innings. The Otters have the leadoff base runner on base.
Right, so we're not bunting because we're not going to get the second run on base. We need 2 runs.
Representing the tying run at
Mike.
home plate is Mike Rizzatello.
Big Mike.
Mike has the first hit and first run scored by the Otters back in the third. He had a double that, if that ball was lifted in the air, would have been a home run to right center.
Yeah.
Mike's going to do it right here.
Okay.
Well, I hope so.
You're calling the shot
I'm calling it.
Okay.
He's one of our boys.
Sugg fires. And that's a breaking ball dropping in there for strike 1.
That's a good take.
Off speed.
Riz most likely is sitting fastball.
Yeah.
That pitch right there, you're going to pop that up to the infield if you swing at that.
0-1 the count.
Okay.
Playing at double play depth is the Rascals infield. 3-1 Rascals. Sugg fires. Another off-speed curveball goes away for ball 1.
There's a big hole there between third and short going into left field. Mike has hit. He hits mostly to right center, but he has occasionally pulled, and that's where he pulls his ball right there.
That's probably why he's pitching on the outer half.
Yeah, so let's hope he gets
The 1-1 is a fastball for strike 2 on the outside corner.
Good spot.
That's the pitch that Riz was looking for. He takes it, and now is a 1-2 count with Cullen on first.
He's got to attack the ball now. Can't sit back and wait. Attack it.
1-2 the count, no outs. Riz is the tying run at the plate. Sugg takes a deep breath on the right side of the rubber, now fires. That's a breaking ball away. A wild pitch, and Cullen is in scoring position.
Right. So if Big Mike could get a base hit, we're more or less guaranteed the second run.
Hey, can I say that was a heads up on Hunter Cullen going to second?
Well, that's amazing. And who said that, Dave? Was it Branch Rickey that said that?
That wasn't Daddy Ball, was it?
2-2 the count.
No, but it was. It is a heads-up play, in all honesty. No joking aside.
Sugg.
Come on, Mike. Get the
Takes
base
another
hit.
deep breath, takes a long look to his catcher Murphy. Cullen at second base. 2-2 the count to Riz, the pitch. A chopper to the third baseman Martinez. Throws over to first, and Rizzatello is retired for out number 1.
Well, he did pull it, which you got to give him credit for. And just too many of the high hops. If it kept low, it might have gotten through.
Tanner Wietrich to the plate.
He
had to protect
singled.
the plate there.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Wietrich singled back in the 5th as one of 2 singles that occurred in the 5th inning with him and Cronin.
He got that fly ball to left field.
Wietrich now represents the tying run at the plate. Otters down 3-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
We got a sidearmer warming up over there.
Line drive to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Cullen's being waved around third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate never occurs. It's a 1-run game on an RBI single by Tanner Wietrich. He'll advance to second on the throw. The tying run is now at second, and Pops called it.
Yes, sir.
All right. We've got that's his second hit. That was a good move by Andy, putting him in at short.
And David Cronin in a big spot. When talking to Dave in the clubhouse, he lives for situations like this.
Yeah, but Dave, let's recognize Hunter's father, who said good play and taking advantage and going to second base on the ball that got by the catcher. That set up that run. because he was still on first base, he'd be possibly a third. We don't know. But he scored, all because he took advantage of taking the base on the catcher's miscue.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, good. Thank you. And here comes the spark plug.
He's 1 for 3 with a single. His first pitch, he was swinging for the fences there, and that pitch goes by Cronin for strike one.
Dave and Patty out there in Chicago, I hope he gets the hit. Again, I appreciate what you did for me, and again, I'm rooting for your son. Tie this ball game up. Get the rosary beads out.
Owen won the count with 1 out. 3-2 game, still in favor of River City. The pitch, it's a floater foul down the third base line. It looks like the side armor Herrera is going to be warming up in the Rascals' pen.
Yeah.
Big spot right here. Otters have scored 60 runs in the regular season in the 7th. They tacked on their 4th run in the postseason right here in the 7th, looking to add more to tie this game. Down 2 games here in the best-of-5 series.
Yeah, we got to tie the game before we could win it. What a hole in short.
The 0-2 to Cronin. Check swing. Did he go?
No.
And no, says the third base umpire, and Tom Swoboda, who was the man who threw out both Beardsley and McCauley on Wednesday night.
Oh, he did? Oh, Ron Swoboda's son. Ron Swoboda, the right fielder for the Mets, 69.
And it was very questionable, I must say.
We'll take it.
Well, again, now when there's a, whatever.
1-2 the count. Every fan on their feet. Otters down 1.
Get a hit.
Sugg fires to Cronin. It's a breaking ball near his feet to even the count at 2.
Boy, that's a tough pitch to take right there.
Yeah.
That was a great pitch, actually.
Dave has swung at that pitch and missed it because he's here and it's coming down. So it's
on that
one
back
of those.
foot.
Yeah.
Secret weapon with the cowbell, trying to get the crowd back into this game.
Oh,
3-2 Rascals, 2-2 the count to Cronin. Tying run at second base in Wheatrich. Sugg with a deep breath. Fires at 2-2. It's a breaking ball in the dirt. Going down to third base is Wheatrich without a throw.
Bravo, another heads-up play.
The tying run is now 90 feet away.
He was stealing. He was stealing on that. Fortunately, it got by the catcher. Anyway.
Crowd makes noise. Rally towels waving around.
Well, we have said it before, and we'll say it again. The spark plug here has hit many a fly ball to center field deep. And I'll take a base hit, but I'll take that deep center field to bring that run in.
All day.
Full count with the infield in for the Rascals. Otters down 1. Sugg fires. And this will be popped foul. And Cronin lives to see another pitch.
Yeah.
He'd like to have that one over again because that was a good pitch to hit.
He knows it too.
Yeah.
You can just tell from
on his face.
You can tell from his body language.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His father says that David gets frustrated because he's not hitting 1,000.
Oh, there's only a few of us that can.
Yeah. Well, he'd be in the Hall of Fame for sure if you did that.
Another payoff pitch to Cronin. Sugg from the right side of the rubber.
Base hit.
Comes set, infield in for the Rascals. Here's the pitch.
Atta
Ball
boy.
4. It gets in front of Murphy. Holding at third is Wheatrich. And Keith Griesaber has a chance to tie this game. Cronin represents the go-ahead run. And Steve Brook, the manager for the Rascals, has seen enough.
Yeah.
That 7-pitch at-bat is ruled a quality at-bat in the clubhouse.
All day long.
Now, all we got to hope for is, if it is a ground ball, Keith better run his heart out to first and break up that double play so that runner on third scores.
So we talk about baseball being a short-term memory sport. Keith Griesaber steps to the plate, and he knows that he should have ran down the first base line back in the 5th because then it would have kept the inning alive. Here's a second chance opportunity right now.
Right.
Knowing his life story, he has been full of second chances.
Well, let's
he
hope
committed to Arkansas, couldn't handle the academics, he went to junior college, was drafted by the Los Angeles Angels, things just didn't work out, didn't know if he wanted to play baseball this year. had a tryout with the Rascals, didn't work out. Andy picks up the phone and calls Keith and see if he still wants to play because Cronin had a groin injury to begin the season. As the attendance is 1,714 here, and all those fans are standing strong here with the Otters have the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at first. So, things didn't work out. Andy gives him a call, asks him if he wants to play because Cronin has the groin injury to begin the season, plays a solid second base and shortstop, and McCauley says, I got to keep this guy in the lineup because he's been the best hitter in the month of May. He has, in the regular season, a 19-game consecutive hit streak and a 29-game consecutive on-base streak. He has been one of the key members of this Otters lineup throughout the season, and it couldn't be a better time for another second chance opportunity than right now.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll agree with you. I'll second that motion. And just for the record, I'll give my opinion. He came as an infielder. He put him out there in left field. He was shaky. He wasn't sure of himself. He has learned to play left field admirably. So I wouldn't be afraid. I think he's pretty good defensive now. But in the beginning, again, you're taking an infielder, putting him in the outfield. He didn't know how to play it. He learned. He's doing a good job.
Right.
To the mound now is Herrera. He was on the mound when the Otters scored their runs in the 7th inning in Game 2.
Wasn't it the wild pitch? Well, I mean, he threw a couple of wild pitches, if I'm not mistaken.
His sidearm delivery.
Right.
Fans are hoping, especially in England and all the way around in Otterville land, that the sidearm delivery will be not as effective. Keith Griesaber takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner, counted 0-1. Cronin in a runner's stance, and the next pitch to Griesaber is off speed and upstairs for ball one. Even count at 1. 1 out. Otters down 3-2 after the RBI single by Tanner Wietrich. He represents the tying run at third. Cronin at first after working a 7-pitch walk. The 1-1 to Griesaber is inside, this time for ball 2. That was off speed once more and a good eye by Griesaber.
I don't know what that is, but it's not a slider and it's not a curve. Could be a knuckler or something, but that is a different pitch. It's whatever.
2-1, and it's a ball upstairs for ball 3.
Right.
Fans on their feet.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better count to hit a ball right now. 3-1.
Herrera comes set. Here's the 3-1, and that's a strike down the heart of the plate.
That was a pitch.
3-2 the count. Tying run at third in Wietrich. He has the RBI single to cut this Rascals lead to 1. Cronin at first. The payoff pitch, Cronin goes, and the throw down to second base is not in time.
What?
And now apparently Cronin was called out. Griesaber was called out on strikes, and Cronin was thrown out at second.
I thought he was safe at second. He got thrown.
McCauley.
Why is he out at second?
Crowd in disgust. McCauley upset. Talking with the first base umpire, Mike Fitcher. The Otters pull within 1, and we're going to head to the top of the 8th. And the crowd gives Mike Fitcher and Evansville welcome. We're going to go to commercial break and come back after this on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Otters down 3-1. One out here in the bottom of the 7th.
We got a sidearmer warming up over there.
Line drive to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Cullen's being waved around third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate never occurs. It's a one-run game on an RBI single by Tanner Wheatrich. He'll advance to second on the throw. The tying run is now at second. Though. All right, welcome back to Bossy Field. The Otters are down by a score of 3-2. Dave Nguyen, Mr. Cullen, and Bill McCune on the call. And for those watching on the Otters Digital Network, the explanation is apparently there was interference by Keith Griesaber getting in the way of Tanner Murphy, the catcher, from throwing down to second base. So with interference, unfortunately, the call is that the batter is automatically out, and there needed to be a throw down to first, and Cronin didn't know if he needed to get back there or not. Unfortunately, he had to for this situation. McCauley, Griesaber, Cronin all upset with the call. The Otters are within run, a run, I should say, and Drew Byers back on the mound. Here's a foul ball down the third base line, and for fans messaging in, hopefully that explains it, as we're still confused in the booth.
Well, again, Dave, that's the third inning that we've had an opportunity, and unfortunately, something occurred.
0-2 the count to Trevor Achenbaugh. The next pitch, swing and a miss on a high fastball for strike 3.
I don't think he was looking for that pitch.
No. But now, what was it, 6th, 7th, and or 5th, 6th, and 7th, we have had an opportunity to score?
And we were able to capitalize in the 7th, but not able to tie the game.
Right. So how many runners have we left stranded? You said in that last game or so we left 15 runners stranded over there in River City. All right, the Soldier Boy's coming in.
So Cam Opp will come in as he'll be facing the lefties in Kalawaya, Este, and Levy.
Right.
If my book seems to be correct, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runners left on base tonight.
In scoring position or just period?
Period.
Well, one thing, we're hitting the ball solidly, so you can't say anything wrong about swinging the bats.
5 in scoring position.
Okay.
Yeah. That hurts.
So Cam Opp will step to the mound in a lefty-lefty matchup as 3 straight lefties will step to the plate for the River City Rascals.
Is that their closer warming up down there?
Zardowski, possibly, if he's a tall guy.
Well, he's tall. I'll get his number in a minute.
So Welch pitched 6 1/3. He allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. There's the 3-run homer by L.J. Kalawaya. 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Bob, if you're still tuning in, your son pitched a great game.
See, the 34, is there a 34? So it's got to be.
Drew Byer.
No, he's a right. That's a lefty.
Came in,
righty.
1 scoreless inning.
It's a 4, isn't it?
24. Man.
24, that's what I got, but he's, oh, okay, he is, all right, I had him. All right, that's Vernon, Andrew Vernon.
So Cam Opp comes in. In the regular season, Cam had a 4-2 record and a 2.7 ERA, 2 saves, 26.2 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts and 11 walks. He has 1.1 scoreless innings in the playoffs. Kalawaya to the plate, and he is the man that has been the difference maker in this game, with a 3-run home run back in the 4th. Bases are empty with 1 out in the top of the 8th. Otters down 3-2. The big spot right now with the bases empty, and if you're the Otters and Cam Opp, you don't want to get this man on base. He has hurt you with his bat. First pitch to Kalawaya is foul down the first base line, and the count is at 0-1.
Yeah, this is a guy that's 2 outstanding catches in the field and the home run.
And a single.
Yeah.
Riz will set up outside. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A chopper to Cronin at second. He'll field it and throw over to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Cameron Este to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with a single. The all-star right fielder, Achenbaum, made the all-star team as a second baseman. And Martinez made the all-star team backing up Ryan Long at third.
Well, you know, one of the things I was talking to Hunter's grandfather, it was funny that you say it insofar as he was the all-star second baseman. He's playing short type. And since he's been in short, he's made 3 errors. And as I said to Hunter's grandfather earlier, you know, you just can't take an infielder, move him to the outfielder, or a second base, move him to short, or whatever it may be, because it's an adjustment period. There's proof of what we're saying.
Quick 0-2 count. Good breaking balls by Cam Opp. And Este is in the hole at 0-2 with 2 outs. Riz will give Opp the sign. The 0-2 pitch. It'll be a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1.
This guy's been a lifesaver. I call him the soldier boy because he's a graduate of West Point, one of the finest military academies out of the Navy and the Air Force.
Hats off to him for sure.
But and I had the chance to play basketball at the West Point.
The 1-2 from Opp is a breaking ball inside at the feet of Este for ball 2. And the crowd wanted to call strike 3.
So did I.
2-2 the count with 2 outs. 3-2 Rascals.
And what did you say there to Matt? Oh, Bill likes to call it 3 balls. Was it 3? What was it about the base? The 2s. 2s are wild.
Deuces.
Deuces are wild.
Swing and a miss. And there's the, a late foul tip.
Yeah.
And more of a delayed call right there from the home plate umpire.
Well,
and Mike Fitcher.
Mike got that off his fingers. You see how he just threw that ball? And notice when he was there first, he looked at his fingers.
Catchers don't get enough respect back there. They take a beating over a season.
Yeah, but we love it.
Yeah, we do.
The more contact, the better.
2-2 the count. The next pitch is fly foul. Count remains even at 2. A score update. The Florence Freedom went to Cleveland and defeated the Lake Erie Crushers 1-0. Florence moves on to the championship.
Yeah, they were 2-0, just like what's the name? Yeah.
2-2 the count. Game 3 here at Bossier Field. Otters down 2-0. And this breaking ball is upstairs. Count is now full. Otters down 3-2 solely because of the 3-run home run by L.J. Kalawaya. The Otters had opportunities in the 5th, 6th, and 7th to tie and or take the lead. The Otters cut within 1 as Tanner Wheatrich was able to score Hunter Cullen on an RBI single. There's a ground ball foul down the first baseline, and the count remains full to Este.
Well, we still have the 8th and the 9th to score. And like you say, we're hitting the ball, we're scoring, or we're putting men on, I should say, in the 6th, 7th. So we have a chance.
Well, we can score them in bunches.
Yeah.
We have done it all year long. So
right.
Not over.
You got the MVP leading off in the bottom of the 8th.
Right. Not a bad person to have up, huh?
Right.
Especially with mom and dad sitting in the stands.
Right.
Yeah.
Riz will talk to Cam Opp and probably saying you don't want to throw him a pitch down the heart of the plate. His breaking stuff has been effective throughout the year.
I would say throw the curveball.
He's got a slider, a cutter, and a fastball.
Oh, throw the breaking pitch.
The payoff pitch. Off
There
speed,
it
and here's a pop-up in the infield. Phillips is there. So is Cronin. And Phillips will squeeze the glove and make the catch for out number 3. Otters down 3-2. We head to the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
We're not on yet.
Welcome back to Bossy Field. Bottom of the 8th. Otters down 3-2. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, and Mr. Cullen in the booth. A new reliever for the Rascals, and Taylor Puris.
You know, there's another guy warming up down there.
It might be their closer, Zardowski.
No, it's not. It's 24.
Okay.
That'd be the guy we talked about last time.
Vernon, okay.
You said he's 27.
So Puris is solely in to pitch the long as a lefty. The Hudson, North Carolina native was stepped to the mound. Dubsky started the game for the Rascals. Through 5.1 innings, allowed an unearned run. Sugg came in, allowed an earned run. Herrera came and pitched .2 scoreless innings, or scoreless frames, and Puris in the game to pitch to the Frontier League MVP. Mom and Dad in attendance, on the toes of their feet.
Well, again, I said it last time he was up. Mom and Dad's here. Hope he gets well, and he got that double, so let's hope he does it again.
Long 1 for 3 tonight with the double. Takes a first pitch, strike one, and a lefty-lefty matchup. Puris at 2.7 ERA, 20 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, and 6 walks. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1, the long, and it's a fastball down and away for a ball one.
He's got to protect that low outside strike zone. That's where he has weakness. He doesn't swing at them, and they call him strike.
Yeah.
1-1 the count to Long. The catcher Murphy will set up outside. The 1-1 pitch is inside for ball two.
We'll take the walk.
Absolutely.
Infield back. 3-2 Rascals on the 3-run home run by Kalawaya back in the fourth. Long digs in. 2-1. Outside for ball three.
All right.
This guy might be one of the few batters you'll give him the green light to. But it needs to be in his zone.
It's a 3-1. He's going outside.
3-1. Swing and a miss for strike two.
That's a good pitch to swing at. Just missed it.
Fastball is the pitch Long wanted. Just missed it, and the count is full with no outs. No one warming up in the Otters pen. The payoff pitch. That's a called strike 3. Long in disbelief, and there's one out.
Here comes the new pitcher.
Yeah, you were right. He just was in for one batter.
And Purist does his job. So Dubsky, 5.1 innings. He started 5 hits. He allowed 1 run that was unearned with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Sugg came in for 1 inning. He allowed 1 hit and a run that was earned. The Wietrich hit that scored Cullen.
Now, did you see
with
Levy?
2 walks.
Levy just went in the dugout for some reason.
Zach Levy, the first baseman?
Yeah, he just went in that into the dugout, yeah.
Herrera came in.
Okay, we're shy him because maybe he had to go to the bathroom.
That's what I was thinking.
Right, because he's not there and there's no replacement.
Oh, they could leave him out. I'd be fine with that.
He's pretty
then
good.
He could bunt the ball.
He's a pretty good defensive first baseman.
He is. He's robbed.
He robbed your son the first time up. Yeah.
Herrera.
That's why Hunter's got to hit it just a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Herrera came in through a scoreless inning with a strikeout. Puris retires his only batter that he sees in Ryan Long, and if you're an Otters fan, that is a momentum-blowing strikeout.
That was a big strikeout.
And Dad talking to Mom saying that should have taken a swing at that one.
I wonder what Grandpa's saying back there in
Texas?
Crandall. Del Crandall's town.
So Andrew Vernon will be on the mound for the Rascals. And if I could throw in a quick fact here. Today in 1995, Cal Ripken Jr. played in his 2,131st game, consecutive game, to pass Lou Gehrig's 56-year record.
Right. But it's not noted right there. They weren't all starting games. He came in the 8th inning or 9th inning as a pinch hitter or something, but so he got credit for being in the game, but he didn't play in 9 innings. So that was unfair. Iron Man, he played all 9.
Elijah McNamee to the plate with the bases empty, 1 out, down by 1 for the Otters. And he takes a first pitch ball from Vernon.
Yeah. Cal was the shortstop, Billy was the second baseman, and his father was the manager.
Vernon, the Durham, North Carolina native, 46 strikeouts and 17 walks in the regular season, and 39.2 innings pitched. Here's the 1-0 to McNamee, and it's a fastball away for ball 2. Spent the last 3 seasons with the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Drafted out of NC Central University. Takes a deep breath. Here's the 2-0 to McNamee. A late foul tip going behind home plate, and the count is at 2-1.
NC
Central.
Yeah, I wonder where that is.
2-1 the count with 1 out. 3-2 Rascals, bottom 8.
Come on, Elijah.
The pitch. Off speed, goes upstairs for ball 3. I don't know, from my point of view, that was hard to take.
That was a 50-50. I thought it was a strike, but thank God.
That you're up here and not down there?
Yeah. Good call.
3-1, and that is ball 4, the tying run now on base.
Yeah.
And we talked about second chance opportunities with Keith, and we know Elijah McNamee wants to make up for the base running miscue earlier in this game.
Yeah, he's a baller. That kid from Mississippi State. I mean, I'm a big Dogs fan because we were there. Cal State Fullerton was there for a regional tournament, and there was probably 7,000 fans in the stands. And so at the end of it all, because they're so hospitable, I ended up with 7,000 new friends.
That's awesome.
So I always root for Mississippi State players.
And he's your son's roommate on the road.
He is, yes.
Well, here comes Phillips. If anyone's got more power than he does on this team, I don't know. And
first pitch, swing and a miss. He was going for the fences there, and that'll be strike 1.
If he could hit one out, that'd have put us ahead 4-2, and that might be the thing we need. But Phillips has got the power.
He's hit 2 hard-hit balls that were caught in center field. Callaway playing a solid center field for the Rascals defensively. The 0-1. That is a called strike 2 on the outside corner.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Calabrese on deck. Game 3. Otters with their backs against the wall. Down 0-2 in a best-of-5 series. Down 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Tying run on first in McNamee. The pitch.
Strike 3.
And he goes around for out number 2.
But whether he sprung or not, it was still a good pitch. It would have been a strike.
It was,
by the
regardless,
umpire.
yeah.
Rob Calabrese to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. He has also walked twice. And Hunter Cullen is on deck.
Well, Rob could put us ahead in a hurry.
Yeah, he's got the home run power as well.
Rob has hit 10 home runs this year. He favors left center field.
Yeah, the Bud sign or that new image travel.
First pitch to Calabrese is inside at his feet for ball 1.
This kid's got a good breaking ball.
He does.
Very good.
He does.
And a good strikeout to walk ratio.
And he throws hard.
46 strikeouts, 17 walks in the regular season for Vernon. Here's the 1-0 to Calabrese. A chopper over the pitcher's mound. There's a throw to second base. And out is the call to McNamee on the force out. We head to the top of the 9th. And Taylor, the dark right, is warming up.
It had to be a high chopper. If it kept that ball low, it would have went into center field.
We're going to head to the top of the 9th. Otters down 1.
The Otters are not getting any breaks.
We'll take a quick break and come back to you after this on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Blues on the Rock, Sunday, September 1st at Rockport City Park.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars.
Welcome back to Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, and Mr. Cullen, the father of Hunter, who will lead off the bottom of the 9th. But first, the Otters need to record 3 outs. Cam Opp on the mound to pitch to the lefty Levy, and he swings and golfs at this one for strike 1. More like a whiff right there.
Yeah, well, again, it was that uppercut, that golf swing that lefties have.
Looks like he was trying to hit it over that big M sign.
Here's a fly ball to right field. Going back is McNamee to the warning track, to the wall, and Zach Levy hits a solo home run to extend this Rascals lead to 2.
Well, he took that first swing. He took it. Now, yeah, look. Now we need 2 to tie and 3 to win. Santa Claus came home early.
A momentum-changing home run. Taylor Wright warming up in the pen. Max Peterson, the pitching coach, out on the mound, and this will most likely be a call to the pen.
Yeah.
And you can hear a pin drop here at Bossy Field.
Right. Now, Mr. Levy hit a home run earlier against the Otters here a week or so ago, whatever it was, if I recall, like this one, the minute it left the bat, it was gone. And I think it went over the brick wall.
If we had the Rocky theme, I'd play it right now as Taylor Wright comes to the mound, the Rookie of the Year in the Frontier League. First year of professional baseball after graduating from Brown University.
He's been nothing but solid all year. I mean, I'm super impressed with the way he's thrown the ball all year. Very composed.
.93 ERA.
Yeah.
56 strikeouts, 16 walks, 48.2 innings pitched, 18 for 18 on the year in saves and opportunities. So, fellas, the Otters have had opportunities in the 5th, 6th, 7th innings to tie and or take the lead.
Yeah.
The crushing home run is a blow by Levy.
Well, just look at it this way, Dave. They've scored 4 runs. They've been accounted for by home runs. Take those 2 home runs away, and we're winning 2-0.
So, in other words, only 2 hits have
That's
been
right.
the difference maker, just like the last time they came to face the Otters at Bossy Field.
Right. Yeah, take those hits away, and we're winning.
So Taylor Wright with his mom and sister listening from Cambridge, England, as his sister Riley attends the University of Pennsylvania. And I believe she's listening from England. She's studying abroad.
Oh.
His younger brother Colin listening from the 215. And without a doubt, his family support is behind Taylor Wright as he takes his warm-up pitches on the mound. The Otters scored the first run of this game on the error by Achenbaugh, allowed
Big Mike to score.
Rizzatello to score, who led off with a double.
Right.
And then the Otters had runners on in the 5th. They had runners on in the 6th. And they were able to capitalize 1 run in the 7th. And there is a very, very questionable interference call that ended the 7th inning that is still puzzling for us right now.
I played in hundreds of ball games, maybe thousands, and very, very few times I ever saw a batter get called for interference. Very, very seldom.
Wright will face Tanner Murphy, the catcher's first pitch. Yeah. Splitter inside for ball 1.
Generally, interference is when the batter goes across the plate and the catcher's throwing the second and he's actually in his catcher's path,
right,
preventing him. In this case here, their catcher got a beautiful throw off.
Yeah,
1-0. Goes off speed once more, and there's a strike 1.
And you're in playoff baseball as well, so, it's got to be definitive as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
1-1 the count. Otters down now 4-2 after the solo home run by Levy. From the belt, Wright fires. Chopper foul into the Otters dugout on the first base side. The count is now at 1-2.
He was way out in front. He was lucky he got the end of the bat on that one.
Yeah, it had a lot of movement on it.
Yeah.
Still no outs. We're in the top of the 9th. Otters down 2. 2 home runs. That's the difference maker right now, as you noted to earlier, Bill.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2 pitch.
Strike
Check swing. Did it go around?
Strike three.
And home plate umpire Mike Fitcher says that's a strikeout for Taylor Wright. First professional postseason action for the closer.
He just keeps doing it, doesn't he?
There was no need for him in the first 2 games. What was the last game? That 2-10, 10-2?
No, first game was 10-2.
Yeah.
Second game was 4-3.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
And a perfect throw from the right fielder is what kept that game 4-3.
Yeah.
That was an amazing throw.
It was
first pitch to Nick Anderson, Wright going with a splitter, and it drops in there for strike 1.
And
Wietrich?
Yeah, Tanner tried to score. That was it.
Well, what's so amazing about that throw is he didn't have time to run up on it. He threw that off his back foot and threw a strike.
0-1, swing and a miss. And he threw in the slider. He's been working on it all year, and it pays off on that pitch. 0-2 the count to Anderson.
Yeah, he's a special pitcher, Taylor.
Wright takes a deep breath.
Yeah, the crowd is silent.
The 0-2 pitch.
Strike. Ooh.
Ground ball to Long on a hop. Throws over to first. That's out number 2.
Ryan's got a very strong arm over there at third base.
He does.
Former quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Athlete.
Wright, also a former quarterback, as well as Jack Meggs.
What is Taylor's, like 6'6"?
6'2".
Oh, he's only 6'2"?
He had a growth spurt from his sophomore to junior year of high school.
That sounds familiar.
I wish I had that. Andrew Penner in the top of the order for the Rascals. First pitch. He goes with a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is at 1-0.
Well, one more out, and then we got 3 outs to go. And we need 2 runs to tie.
Wright comes set from the belt. Fires the 1-0 to Penner. That would be a called strike 1. Going with the fastball there. Count is even at 1 with 2 outs. Infield back. Penner today, 1 for 4 with a double. A 1-1. Goes breaking ball down and away. And the count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. Wright will now come set. Here's the 2-1. Fly ball. It's going to go foul on top of the roof. And the Otters need one more strike in order to get the bats to the plate.
And that is Jason warming up.
And they're going to face the closer, Zardowski.
That is him down there.
Now, Mr. Cullen, when we saw Zardowski on Wednesday night, he did throw fast, but he did look hittable at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Just because you throw hard doesn't necessarily mean you can't get hit.
2-2, fly ball, this time to foul on the first base side. And the count remains even at 2.
Sometimes velocity hurts you rather than helps you if there's no movement on it. If it's as straight as an arrow, boom, they're gone.
Absolutely.
The Phillips double was a prime example.
Yes.
Right from the belt. Here's the 2-2 once more. Goes with the splitter, and it hangs upstairs for ball 3. I know he's not listening, but Taylor should slide the slider right there. Good opportunity right here. He did it once, and it worked for a strike. Payoff pitch. Chopper to the pitcher's mound. Right, lets it bounce, throws over to first, and retires Andrew Penner. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Otters down 1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Well, the crowd's still here.
Welcome back to Bossy Field. Jason Zardowski, the closer for the Rascals, in with a 2-run lead after the Zach Levy home run off of Cam Opp in the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Otters. They're down 0-2 in the series and down 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, and Mr. Cullen in the broadcast booth. Hunter Cullen will lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th. Otters need 2 to tie and 3 to walk it off.
Yeah. So we need runners on base first.
And Hunter's last at-bat, he walked a 6-pitch at-bat, and he scored the second run off the RBI single from Wietrich.
All because he took advantage of moving from first to second on a ball that got by the catcher, Murphy, maybe 10 feet away, took advantage of it, scored on the base hit.
Zardowski earned the save on Wednesday night. The first pitch is a called strike in the dirt, and Hunter is displeased with the call. Cullen in the hole at 0-1.
I would agree with him. I thought that was low, and Hunter questioned it, and the umpire kept looking at him like, hey, open your mouth and you're gone.
Yeah, he doesn't argue very often. So
Yeah.
when he argues, usually it's for a reason.
The 0-1 from Zardowski. Chopper over the pitcher's mound.
Base hit.
Cullen with speed to first, and he gets there. Eating the throw is the infielder, the shortstop Swope.
He couldn't have made,
Achenbaum moves over to second. Penner is out.
he couldn't have made that play even if he fielded it properly because his body was going to right field. It was a high chop. He was in short center field. Hunter's got great speed. He beat that out.
So the Rascals have made a defensive substitution that Swope, a natural shortstop in the game at short. Achenbaum moved to second. Cullen on base with an infield single thanks to Pops.
Yeah.
Rizzatello now represents the tying run at home plate.
Okay, James, I hope your son comes through with a base hit, too.
That hits him.
That's
And the tying run is on first.
Not done yet, fellas. Here we go.
James must have heard me.
Yeah.
Tanner Wietrich to the plate. In his last at-bat, he had the RBI single to score Hunter Cullen.
And he's got 2 hits already today. Can he come through, or is Andy going to have him bunting? You gotta.
We will find out. Fans
Right.
on their feet. Otters down 2. Wietrich represents the go-ahead run at the plate.
I am bunting him. I got to get those runners in scoring position to tie this game.
And Jack
You
Meggs.
got to bunt him.
Jack Meggs holding a bat as a pinch hitter if necessary.
But you got to bunt it to third. Square around.
Wietrich squares, pulls his bat back.
Right.
It's a ball.
What bothers me, everybody in the ballpark knows you're going to bunt. Why don't you square around before the pitcher releases it instead of that stuff turning while he's throwing?
Good point.
Yeah, square around now.
Bottom of the 9th. Wietrich bunts. It's a pop-up.
No.
And the catcher Murphy makes the catch for out number 1.
You know, I hate to say it, bunting is a lost art. And what batters do today is they jab at the ball. Instead of the ball hitting the bat, they've got to jab at it. And that's what happens.
Cronin to the plate. He walked back in the 7th and was retired because of the interference call back in the 7th inning to Keith Griesaber. Otters down 2. Cronin. No bigger moment than this one right now.
Oh, no. Look at that hole in between short and third.
Drive a bus through there.
Yeah.
Cullen with speed at second. Riz at first representing the tying run. Zardowski checks Cullen at second. Checks him once more. The first pitch.
Ball.
It's inside for a called strike 1.
I'll tell you, this guy calls the low pitch strikes. If that's the case, our batters better be ready to start swinging at those things. I mean, he's consistent. You can't blame him.
Yeah.
Lefty-righty matchup. Bottom of the ninth, down 2 are the Otters. Zardowski from the belt, checks Cullen at second, fires the 0-1 pitch, and Cronin will slap at that pitch, foul down the third base line, and his count is now at 0-2 in the first 2 pitches of the at-bat.
That was a good thing that Dave tried to do, slap it to left field. I mean, you look at that position, you know 1 run can score it easily, maybe possibly 2, depending on the left fielder, how good of an arm he has, and, you know, whether
there's a hole
ricochets.
All the way in left field as Anderson's playing more towards left center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mike's got good wheels for a catcher.
Yeah.
Got some good wheels.
The 0-2.
Strike.
A called strike 3 on the outside corner to David Cronin. Otters down to their final out. And pinch hitting for Keith Griesaber is Jack Meggs.
Pitch hitting.
Runners are on base. Cullen at second. Riz represents the tying run at first. Jack Meggs, who played in game 1, did not play in game 2, and arguably the biggest spot of his professional career as he takes a long, deep breath in a lefty-righty matchup against the closer, Zardowski.
Jack likes that high outside pitch. He likes to go after it. I hope he doesn't today.
First pitch to Meggs. Is a line drive to center field? It's now to first, and the throw to first base is in time, and the River City Rascals have won the Frontier League Division Series against the Otters. Meggs put good contact on that one, and Swope retired Meggs at first, and the Otters season comes to a close. The Frontier League West Division champions. The number 1 seed in these playoffs. None would have expected this. And unfortunately, the Otters go down 3-0 in the best of 5 series in the Frontier League Division, no playoffs. We'll come back after this to recap everything here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
The Evansville Otters play here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune, the Otters with their first playoff game at Bossy Field this season. The Frontier League West Division champions fall at home by a score of 4-2. The Otters had their opportunities to win this game, both in the 5th, 6th, 7th innings. We're going to question that interference call by Mike Fitcher, as well as the home plate umpire, because that is something that we've never seen recently. We've seen it before, but it happened maybe in June. I'm kind of speechless right now. Bill, just what are your thoughts?
Let me put it this way. I thought the Otters hit the ball well today. A couple miscues as far as mental miscues, not physical, but mental. Pitching was, I thought Jake did a pretty good job. Again, anytime, you keep the opposing team to 1 or 2 runs, you're doing a good job. And Jake did that. However, 2 home runs killed us, and that's it. But, let me say this. I'm not going to talk about the baseball team we lost, but let me talk about you, Dave. I had a pleasure of working with you all year. You've done a great, great job. You were a novice at first, and you really graduated to be an outstanding broadcaster. And like I said, I know I heard you say on the radio in River City that you hope or somebody's going to take your seat next year. So that means I'm assuming that you will not be back. And
that is correct.
If that's the case, I know the Otters are going to lose out because you've done a fine, fine job. You're a person. You get along with people. You remember names. You get along with the players. You certainly get along with everybody up here in the press box. And it really has been a pleasure working with you. And I wish you all the luck in whatever road you take for the future.
Thank you.
I hope it's full of roses. I know your mother and father are listening in now, and all I could say to them was you should be proud of David. I think he's a wonderful gentleman, and I know when I hear anyone talk about my sons or my daughters, I'm so proud, so I hope you're proud now when I say your son is really a credit to your family, and I think it's a credit to the Otter family. So, Dave, I'll miss you, and it's been a great year. I really enjoyed working with you, and now getting back to the Otters, well, I hope...
Here, I'll cut you off first. I thank you, because I didn't know as much about baseball before I came here. I made a call, I gave a cold email to Preston back in September of last year, because I was just graduated college. I was in Washington, D.C., working in the sports department of Sirius XM, but I didn't have the on-air opportunity until the summer of 18, where I was broadcasting summer collegiate baseball for the Alexandria Aces in Washington, D.C. From there, I figured the one way to try to get into this industry, there are a lot of baseball jobs out there, I just need to find one. I gave Preston Leinebach, after hearing about a job lead about this job opening back in September, I gave Preston a cold email saying, "Hi, I'm Dave. I'm from Philadelphia. I did student radio at Villanova University. Can I just talk about you and what you do for the Otters?" Preston and I talked on the phone for 35 minutes, more about him than about me. Because if I set up these conversations, I want to know more about the person and about the team and or organization he works for. He sent me an email. I sent him a thank you email for the conversation. He sent a reply email saying that the job is open in mid-October. Here's the application. I've filled out the application, and found out I was one of the finalists around Halloween, the first week of November. We set up an interview, I think a week before or a week after Thanksgiving. On Sunday night in December, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Los Angeles Rams with Nick Foles in their late playoff run. I get a call from Preston as the Eagles won that Sunday night. I get a call from Preston that Tuesday as I'm driving down to D.C. for work. And he says, David, do you want to be the voice of the Otters? My heart stopped as I was driving on 95.
Oh, boy. 95?
Yeah.
You better have two hands on the wheel.
I did. And I said, thank you. This is the phone call I've been waiting for my entire life as of now. I sat on it for a couple days, and I talked to your guy, Sam. I was able to get in touch with Sam and ask him what it was like here in Evansville. It was my only offer at the time, and Sam goes, you better take it, because I had the best time of my career in Evansville. I called Preston back 2 days later, and I accepted the job as the media relations and broadcaster for the Evansville Otters of the Frontier League, not knowing where Evansville, Indiana is. Before I head out here on Easter weekend, I was able to accept another job in Pembroke, North Carolina, as a broadcasting assistant where Sam actually was. Sam and I actually stayed in contact, and if it's not for Sam Jelinek, I'm not sitting next to you right now. Wow. So I know Sam is doing a playoff game with the Delmarva Shorebirds right now, but I owe him one big time.
Sam was a super worker. I enjoyed Sam. He was very, very knowledgeable about baseball, and I enjoyed Sam. But you and Sam are two different people. Sam was just loaded with baseball knowledge, and you're just in the learning stage. And look at there goes the champagne out there in left field. But anyway, whatever path you take, like I say, I wish you luck. And I enjoyed you. I really did enjoy
Likewise.
it. And let's just hope that the Otters, I know Mr. Mr. Cullen just left, and he said, my son wants to play baseball. I hope the Otters invite him back next year. And I said, well, the Otters would be crazy if they don't invite Hunter back. He's one of the better center fielders. So he could be the nucleus of the team for next year. I don't know who's coming back. I mean, you got Big Mike played 2 years here. Now, I don't know whether he wants to come back and Ryan has been here for 2 years. I don't know about those guys. But anyway, you could have a good nucleus, and they could be back in the playoffs next year. At least I hope so.
We knew from around mid to late July that this team was going to be special. Yeah. This team deserves to be a champion, and it's a shame that it's not going to happen. I had the great fortune not only to sit next to you, and I thank you. Not only did I learn about the game of baseball throughout all 96 games and now 99, including these 3 playoff games, but I learned a lot from you. I told you sometime in the middle of the year that you reminded me a lot of my grandfather in a sense that before my grandfather passed away, I would watch the Phillies and Eagles and all these other different games with my grandfather before he passed. And you reminded me a lot of watching games with my grandfather. So, Bill, I really do appreciate you.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate your comments.
To the fans who are still listening in, for those of you that I've met, all the parents that I've met, whether it's here at Bossy Field or on the road, you're wonderful people and you have wonderful sons. Unfortunately, the Otters could not win tonight, and they had their opportunities. But to go on the overarching season, it has to be another successful one. The 4th straight 50-win season for Andy McCauley and his Otters. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every one of you, all the parents. Your sons have treated me well with respect. They could tell you I didn't bother them a whole lot, but there are times whether it's grabbing lunch or dinner or even doing some activities after games. They treated me as one of them, and I want to thank everyone who came in to listen. To the people of Evansville, I clearly see why the Otters are important to you, because they are your team, and you rally behind the Otters, whether they win or lose, because they will always be there for you. As far as just this game, The Otters had opportunities in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, and even in the 9th, to tie and or take the lead. That interference call is going to be haunting.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the people or group of people that aren't recognized as much as they should be is the last 6 weeks of this season, the starting pitchers for the Otters have been outstanding. I mean, they go 5, 6, 7 innings, maybe 1 run, maybe 2, a couple of hits. But overall, they've done a yeoman's job, and they don't get the recognition they should. And the other thing is, I agree with you. I mean, the parents we've got to know, the Cronins, the Longs, the Hunters, the Cullens, and Jake's parents, and all. I mean, we've met so many outstanding parents, and they, when you meet them, then you understand how the Otter players are so what am I going to say, gracious, because there's no problems, as far as criminal or when you go to the hotels, there's always someone breaking windows or, whatever. The Otter players have been an outstanding group of kids. I can't say enough about them. They're a good group. I hope all of them could come back. And I wish you could come back. But anyway, that's it.
I'll be off to the Tar Heel State, trying to extend my career and make my dream a reality. I need to give a big thank you. I'm going to give him one later, but publicly, Preston Leinenbach for taking a chance on a kid from Philadelphia who he did not know, who had the courage to email him out of the blue, and had a 35-minute intro conversation, a good exchange of emails, and an interview that lasted over an hour. And then he gave me the call that I've been waiting for my whole life, as of now.
Well, when you make the big time, whether it's NFL or NBA basketball, I know your love is in football. And if you do make the NFL as a radio announcer, please remember me.
Of course.
I might be 100 years old, but still, I want those free tickets.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. You got my word. And I'm still on the air, so you have me on record for it, too.
Okay.
So.
Joey, mark that down. I want a copy of that.
So I guess putting a wrap-up on the season, I was told that from the opening day that the roster will not be the same by the end of the season, and that's true.
Oh, yes.
The Otters made, 50 transactions this year? I have a record count, but between the pitchers that came and went, the hitters that have come and went, and those who have stayed, a shout-out to Elijah McNamee, who was a staple in this offense since he arrived in the 2nd or 3rd week of July. Taylor Lane, who had chances at affiliated baseball and came back. If we go back to our first broadcast, Patrick McGuff.
Oh,
my first time sitting here next to you, and I was a little rusty, and I know that. But McGuff had 6 innings pitched, 6 scoreless innings, 6 hitless innings with 12 strikeouts, and then the next night, Randy Wynn comes out with 13 strikeouts and allows an unearned run. And you know what I said to myself, and probably you after Randy's start? I said, I could get used to this. I feel like I was spoiled as an intro broadcaster, because there are a lot of guys in my shoes who are with teams who have losing records and probably losing seasons. I want to give another thank you. I know Mr. Bussing is listening in, as well as his wife. I want to thank you, Mr. Bussing, for helping give me the opportunity to jumpstart what hopes to be a dream, a dream that turns into a reality. I'm speechless now. I've given. I really don't know what else to say other than thank you to you, Bill, the Evansville Otters organization, and to all the players and parents that I've met. It was one great ride, and it's a shame that it's coming to an end.
I agree with you. I would have loved to have gone, into next week because I'd be celebrating my birthday here, and I'd be 87. And I'm so thrilled to even be here at this age and still have my faculties. I may miss a name or two or mispronounce a name or two, but I still have the memory.
That's right. So, for unfortunately the final time of 2019, I want to thank Paul Mattingly, Paul Pregame, for being the engineers of WUEV for the majority of the season. And I want to give a special thank you to WUEV as a whole. For those who do not know, the University of Evansville, WUEV, has been the radio home for the Otters, I don't know how long, but the past four or 5 years or so.
Oh, no.
Even more.
I've been on the radio for 10 years.
So at least 10.
Yeah, over 10 years.
Unfortunately, the University of Evansville, the radio station has been bought out, I believe, by Learfield, and will not be the radio home for Evansville Otters baseball. I do not know what's in store for the Otters next. That'll be a job for Preston Leinenbach and the rest of the communication staff here in Evansville. Bill, once again, thank you so much. I enjoyed all the home games with you, and thank you for teaching me about America's pastime.
Thank you.
For the Dr. Bill McCune, all the parents, all the players, all the fans out in Evansville who I know truly care about their Otters. And Joey back at the studio. This is Dave Nguyen signing off for the final time from Bossy Field. Everyone have a safe holiday season, and before you know it, it'll be first pitch back here in May in 2020.
God bless you all. That's what matters.